bank, you can get a home loan quote in 3 minutes. And with rates on the move, it's a great time to make the move. So get ahead of your tomorrow and find out in minutes what refinancing could save you. Search Macquarie Home Loans or call your broker so you too can say,
I bank with Macquarie.
Lending criteria, fees and T's and C's apply.
We believe beauty is in the eye of the bargain holder. So head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brands like Herbal Essence's Argan Oil of Morocco shampoo or conditioner, $7.99. Sally Hansen Miracle Gel Nail Polish, just $9.99. Look flawless all day with Revlon Colour Stay Makeup Foundation, $21.99. And Burberry Brit Sheer 100ml for $39.99. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
Here's a better bet. For Saturday's Randwick Guineas, if your horse doesn't win but finishes in the first half of the field, you'll get up to $50 back in bonus cash. That's better. Conditions apply. Gamble responsibly.
I'd like to tell you about Bridget. She's 12, loves horses, and is fighting a brain tumour. She also has an inspirational wish. A wish you can help make come true. Bridget has wished for a gentle horse to take to Pony Club and learn to ride again.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do. You can help create inspirational wishes. Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Motorfest at Lardner Park is back, bigger and better than ever for 2023, with a host of iconic muscle cars, customs and classics. See the Burnout Masters featuring some of Australia's very best from the pro burnout scene, and be sure to cruise down on the day to enter our massive show and shine. We've got great food, bars, live music till late, kids entertainment and more. Be there tomorrow from 9 a.m, only an hour southeast of Melbourne near Warragul. Check out motorfest.com.au.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie loose white seedless grapes are in season and just $4.80 per kilo.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
At Total Tools, we won't be beaten on Makita Power Tools. Score even more at our massive Makita Mac Cash event exclusively at Total Tools this Thursday to Saturday. Spend $4.99, get $100. Spend $9.99, get $200. Spend $4,999, get up to $1,000 Mac Cash to spend on any Makita product. Beat that! Our low prices will not be beaten. But hurry, must end this Saturday. Total Tools, low prices on every tool for every trade. Guaranteed.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
It's the time of year when confidence is at an all-time high.
Coach is kicking 3, 4, 5 goals of scrimmage. That stuff just drives us to be better and better.
But everyone needs a practice match first to shake off the rust.
It's on the way, I think.
No, that was a replay.
It's the first chance to see who might dominate this season.
I can sense this boy might just make a difference. The future looks bright.
This is the Triple M Footy pre-season. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
Good evening, footy is back. Welcome to Blacktown International Sports Park as pre-season continues on Triple M Footy. Sydney and Carlton about to lock horns first bounce. Only 10 minutes away. Beautiful night for footy in Sydney's West. Usually a pretty hard deck. We've had some rain around earlier, but Jude Bolton, the 325-game superstar sitting beside me, assures me that it is a hard and fast deck. I turn to you now to welcome you to the program. Good evening, Jude.
Thanks, Brad. Yeah, looking forward to being here and witnessing these two sides go out at their last real hit out before round one. And we know both coaches, both Michael Voss and John Longmire, will be winding both of these sides up, getting them really prepared. It's no longer about managing minutes and things like that. It's like, let's get ready for round one.
A full dress rehearsal tonight. You expect the intensity to go up a little notch from last week?
At least the first half of just cracking in, and then they can manage it from there.
Alongside me tonight, no other than my co-caller, Brenton Speed. Welcome to the broadcast.
G'day, boys. Good to be with you at Blacktown International Sports Park. Not exactly Sydney Swans' heartland. It was the GWS Giants' home ground, but the Swans against Carlton tonight. Been here once before for an AFLW game. Carlton held on in a cliffhanger. Hopefully we get an exciting game tonight.
Certainly do. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks your footy. Don't forget Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a ring. Both teams out on the park. We'll get down to Luffy in just a moment for Bob Jane Chimarts. He will round out your call team this evening. As I turn to you, Jude, what have you liked thus far in the pre-season that's different about the Blue Baggers?
Yeah, for me, just the Blues have been able to just blood a few young guys into the side, and we saw the likes of Lockie Cowan just with his intercept marking. We know that they went hard and got Blake Acres, and he's going to provide that extra run. And seen a little bit of Ollie Hollins, and there was a lot of talk around how strong a runner he is, and then you get to see his overlap run and his ability to just work both ways. So those are the three players. Just add an extra element. We know there's going to be internal growth from the likes of Tom De Conning, who's just shown plenty and going for his marks. He'll start in the centre square bounce tonight. Pitnet starting on the bench, but he'll get his chance to play forward, particularly without Harry Mackay tonight.
And contested footy would be a focus, you'd think, for them. I mean, the team must, I guess, illustrate or respect their coach and perform the way actually he played.
Well, that's how they got a hold of the Swans in round 10 last year. It's just around contested footy, and he does. Michael Voss expects that play. It's a prerequisite to play in a Michael Voss coach team. Is you've just got to be hard around the contest, and you throw the likes of George Hewitt and Chera and Kennedy around the footy. No Patrick Cripps tonight. He didn't get on the plane from Melbourne, but those types of players get a chance to really muscle up against a tough midfield in the Swans as well.
This is the Triple M footy prime time for Jim Beam. It's set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. Speedy, you had a good look at Sydney last week in their match simulation. They were humbled in the end by, I guess, one of the flag favourites in Brisbane this year. Made them look like boys at times.
Coming off a grand final appearance themselves, the Swans, so maybe a little underdone for that one. Of course, the Lions, as you say, hunting that premiership in 2023. But the man who has stood out for me is Errol Goulden, watching that game last week and also going to training during the week. They're using him in the midfield a lot more, and he's such an elite kick. I think he's going to take his game to a new level this year.
Are you worried about the ruck at all, Speedy, for the Swans?
I think all Swans fans are worried. The depth chart today is Pete Laddams and then Lockie McAndrew, old Stretch McAndrew, at 210 centimetres, backing him up today, who's a rugby union convert to Aussie rules. So we'll see how he fares tonight with limited opportunities, you'd imagine. But it backfired in the grand final, of course, in the ruck.
Yeah, it did. So an area that they must improve if they go one better than last year. For Bob Jane T-Marts, don't forget, Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy three, get one free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's applies. Well, he made flannelette shirts and Ugg boots look pretty cool, and he's still doing it. It was in the 70s, and now we're in 2023, and I speak of Troy Luff. Welcome, Luffy.
Oh, welcome, Snapper. Welcome, everyone. And now I've left the flannel at home today. I've got the blue trucker single on. It's nice and warm out here at Blacktown. And speaking of warm, it's about 21 degrees. You mentioned the ground before. It is hard. It's just like carpet. There was 14 mils of rain in the city today. Not a drop out here at Blacktown. And I was watching Isaac Heaney having some shots for goal at the southern end. And if you're kicking from the right pocket, the wind really pushes the ball right across from right to left, and he kicked about 4 points in a row, all going the same way. A little bit of a crowd build up here at the moment, and got to be honest, I reckon there was more of a cheer for Carlton. To the left of me is all the Carlton supporters, to the right is all the Swans. So it's good to see a few fans out here for the footy. Having a look at the bench as well, there's 8 on the bench for each team. A couple of names: Pitnet, O'Brien, Dow for the Blues, and for the Swans, McLean, Rowbottom, and Nick Blakey. He's starting on the bench for the Swans.
Oh, nice work, Luffy. If you missed any of the action thus far for Choice Hotels around the grounds, a little earlier in Melbourne, it was St Kilda all over Essendon. 67-32 was the final score there. And don't forget, a little later, West Coast playing host to the Adelaide Crows. There are your 3 matches on the AFL calendar for today. So players are getting set here. Beautiful night, as I mentioned, for footy. You mentioned, Jude, the first 10 minutes, the first half, you actually said, in relation to the intensity going up a notch. How's it going to play out early?
Oh, certainly you want to play it in the front half. It's a front half turnover game at this point, where you just need to be able to get the ball in really quickly, give your forwards the best opportunity, and then start really hunting after the opposition. If you can pressure that exit kick, certainly it just opens up for your structure behind the football, and both of these sides do it quite well. So really looking forward to seeing who's on each other in those midfield matchups, who's winning the footy, getting their hands on the ball and delivering well.
I guess there's just an expectation, isn't there, Sydney? They played in 21 of the last 25 final series. There's an expectations and a consistency of performance that they've been able to produce, especially throughout your era. The man in charge, Johnny Longmire, the big horse, inked another 2-year extension, Speedy.
It was in his favour, so announced by Andrew Pridham at the AGM last night. The Swans put it out on their website as well. So around until at least the end of 2025, been such a mainstay, their longest serving coach already, and he's got the headphones on today, so taking control and wants to see, what do you think in this first half out of his Swans?
Oh, just intensity. I think he's all around the integrity of your running patterns, making sure that you're hitting in, and then and just not being opened up too early. I think he's coaching from the boundary line tonight, John Longmire, so that's a chance to eyeball players. They're coming off for those rests and just get the chance to really see what's happening in those matchups as well.
Only a couple of minutes away now. If you've just joined us, jumped in the chariot, heading through McDonald's. Don't forget, you can get the Quick Fire 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's, only at Macca's. You can pull the chariot in there just before we get started here in Blacktown. This is the Triple M Footy Preview. Prime time for Jim Beam. Set to be an epic match, and that's worth raising a Jim Beam. Drink responsibly. So all the officials starting to leave the ground here at Blacktown. A little dark. And Luffy assures us that the deck is hard and fast. So we are waiting a start as Wiedering and Parker join forces in the middle. Shake hands to toss the coin. Jude?
Yeah, certainly we've got some talent either end of the ground. You look at Charlie Curnow is going to be sitting inside forward 50 up the other end. You've got Lance Franklin, who was really quiet against the Brisbane Lions last week. Didn't get a hell of a lot of opportunity, but also want to see if Logan McDonald sort of lifts his game this year. He was the one who was dropped for the grand final, and obviously it's a hard thing to work through as a young man, but he'll get his opportunity this year.
Yeah, you think that'd sting a bit, being dropped for that particular game, and then, of course, it didn't go all that well the last 2 hours of the season for the Swans, as we know. New era now, new year, new time, new memories to be forged.
Well, you look at this Carlton outfit, and as late as round 13, they were sitting 4th on the ladder, and things just started to unravel, particularly round 21 onwards, and that would be stinging all pre-season. Michael Voss would be just absolutely winding this group up to make sure that they start the year really well. They want to start with a dominant fashion and being really hard at the footy.
Not far away now. You can stream every game on Triple M Footy Live on the Listener app. Download it now, LISTNR. As we get set, I might just throw a quick handball to Speedy.
Thank you, Snapper. Swans won the toss through Luke Parker, had no hesitation in electing to kick with the breeze at their backs, and is a handy breeze as well. Saw some goals going through in the warm-up from a good 60 metres out. Tom McCartan has the job on Charlie Curnow down the other end at the moment, but we're about to go at Blacktown International Sports Park. Laddams and De Koning in the middle, the respective ruckmen. And up they go, De Koning over the top, but Laddams timed it nicely, and Kennedy's not letting Warner out of his sights early on. We get a secondary stoppage.
Akers on this near wing. And gets set again. Ball elevates in the air. De Koning, clever tap. Well, he was put off the footy. Slick little give will allow a quick kick forward from the Swans. Franklin comes up to meet it. Cunningham was slick with his hands. On to Hayward. Hayward to Heaney. Heaney around the corner. Misses near side. And the Swans move it pretty quickly and efficiently. All but that last kick, and it'll be a minor score to the Swans.
Wiedering's got the matchup on Lance Franklin. Cherra's going to Parker, and you've got sort of Warner on Kennedy, the two big bodies inside.
Doherty on kick-out duty, goes long, but Laddams takes front position and will be paid the mark ahead of De Koning. Not easy to outmark the big Carlton ruckman. He's kicked some amazing goals when he gets the opportunity, Laddams as well, but he's not going for goal, it doesn't appear, from 60 out, trying to set one up instead, goes to a 3-on-1, and the one nearly stuck it for the Swans. Mark not paid to Logan McDonald, and we'll get a stoppage in the forward pocket for the Swans.
He's asking the question there, Logan McDonald. He got a good piece of it, but really good support from Carlton. They folded numbers back as Lewis Young sitting in front as well.
Looks to be put on a little bit of size. Logan McDonald upstairs, Jude.
Yeah, he's put on a bit of size. Had the shaved head for the practice games.
Spent a little bit of time on the bench press in the off-season. So the throw-in comes. Half forward for the Swans. Cunningham, he looks to have moved forward for the Swans on this occasion. Ball pinballs around, trying to clear. It was Akers. Little tackle. Stevens, can he handball it in? He does. Errol Goulden around the body from 60. Hot spot ball. Franklin can't mark. Front square was Parker. Dashes through. Was he caught high? Whistle on play. It's going the other way. It'll be Owies to repel for the Blues.
Yeah, high fend off the call. Here's Hewitt. Halfback flank for Carlton. Broadcast side, just chipping it to Kennedy. And he's about 55 metres from defensive goal here for the Blue Baggers. Akers down the line as an option. He's looking further than that. The likes of Silvani and Curnow present. Swans break even through Tom McCartan. Off hands, Akers. Found Chera. Big up and under. Ed Curnow drifting forward. The Swans have the numbers though. Lloyd tidies up. Out the back to Rampy. And now McInerney to switch the play.
Yeah, pushing up well was Hayward. The outlet on the other side. They fan wide and get drawn to the eastern side of the ground with Cunningham. He begins to play on now. Driving ball towards half forward. Heaney in the van and he takes a strong mark at half forward. Looks up. Little chipping ball back to McInerney. Man, good ground from half back. And McInerney with it about 55 from home. The Swans kicking to the northern end with the breeze in this first term as Goulden makes good possession in front of Chera. And he marks about 54 from home. Now he turns and goes, Errol. A long ball towards goal. Does not miss. Errol Goulding. Swans 117. They get away to an early start. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard has them 7. Carlton yet to score. Early stages first term.
Well, Errol Goulden's got his hands on the ball a couple of times. As we said, he's going to spend a bit more time through the midfield, and as Speedy mentioned in the pre-game, he's just been sitting off the back of some of those stoppages initially, but there he was able to get his hands on the football from outside 50, and his prodigious kick of the football. Sensational finish.
For Bob Jane teammates, let's get down to Luffy.
Yeah, boys, I reckon the ball's going to spend a lot of time in that northern end. The wind is blowing up to 20-kilometre-hour gusts, all pushing towards the Swan goal. And that shot from Errol Goulden just showed how much wind there was. That carried way over the top. Nearly went over the net behind the fence.
Tough matchup for young Chincotta getting Heaney here in the first quarter, and Heaney's looked dangerous already.
He has looked very dangerous, and particularly when the ball's coming in as quick as it has.
Up they go again. Laddams against De Koning. Neither ruckman decisive. Parker tries to break even against Kennedy, who wrestles with him, and the umpire says, give it to me.
A couple of bulls going at it there. They get set to go again. Ball elevates. Laddams. De Koning won this one down to centre wing. Swooping on it is Chad Warner. High ball. Up and under. Plowman. Oh, courageous. Gets the
did really well,
Franklin. Ball in the grass. They'll have to spread wide. Cunningham a good tackle. And we'll get a ball up at half forward for the Swan.
That's the one. Plowman just coming back in front of Franklin. Wiedering had him covered from behind, but he just blocked off that running action.
5 minutes gone. The Swans 1-1-7, leading Carlton yet to score, and they get another inside 50 here. The home team, the Swans. McDonald over the top, brought it to ground level for Hayward to go after, and a throw has been spotted there. Free kick going to Carlton inside D50.
We'll come back, I think, to Chera, will it? No, it's Doherty. So Doherty will settle on this off half-back. He just joined us. Beautiful night for footy. 5 minutes played the first term. Goulden with the first of the game. And Carlton to settle as they look to exit D50. Doherty with it. Just a little kick wide to Cowan. He in turn gives it to Hollands, and Hollands to go far and wide to centre wing.
Off hands. We'll get a stoppage right on centre wing on the eastern side.
We've seen that a couple of times already. Sydney's been really strong in their defensive structure to force the ball down the line, long down the line. They're trying to block access to the corridor in this early part of the game.
Boundary umpire throws it in with all his might, and Laddams came over the top looking for Warner. He's caught immediately in the tackle by Hewitt, the former Swan of course. Wrestled out of there by Goulden. Made an impressive start. Worked it to Heaney. Gets another inside 50 towards Franklin. Playing from behind though. And the intercept mark is taken by the Blue Baggers. It's Wiedering.
A little chipping ball as they try to exit again. Low down. Spilling the mark was Kennedy, but he turns on his left side. A long kick towards centre. McInerney will mark. They're keen to move it quickly, the Swans. A little low ball. Involved again was Warner. Warner to 55 from home. Long ball to Reid. And Reid gets in behind Lewis Young and takes a fine mark in the pocket.
Terrific kick from Chad Warner, just outside of the boot, but still got enough penetration to kick to the advantage of Sam Reid.
So Sam Reid with it. Steps out 1-2 steps, bends it round with his left, like shelling peas for Sammy Reid. And the Swans get their second. 7 minutes gone first term. They lead 2-1-13. Carlton yet to score. Triple M Beacon scoreboard. Supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
Yeah, just watching the Triple M Harvey Norman replay, you can see Chad Warner's just ability to just drive that forward and kick to advantage of Sam Reid. He had Lewis Young, had him sitting in front of him, but he was just able to get the ball over the top to Sam Reid, and then really good finish on the left foot snap.
When you're under siege here and you're playing into the breeze, what can you do as a circuit breaker if you're the Blues?
Well, it's hands on the football, and just maybe it's a kick mark sort of game for a little bit. Just take a little bit of the sting out, because they've lost the ball out of the middle a few times. It's been transferred inside the Swans forward 50 far too easily.
Triple M Seabus Super Special comments from Jude Bolton. Back in the middle again. Pitternet has come onto the ground to go up against Laddams here. Stayed down and won the tap towards Chera, did Pitternet. And Paddy Dow getting a rare opportunity in the middle. Worked a little 1-2-3 combination with Doherty coming off half back. And now Chera has a chance to send Carlton inside forward 50. Curnow looking for it. Top of the square. Beaten to it by McCartan. Will get a stoppage in the forward pocket.
Well, that's the Blues' first clearance win, and the centre clearance, so it was a really important one. Just use the ball well, get a couple of knock-ons. Now they get a chance to lock it inside forward 50. It's 5 clearances to 1 in this early terms on the Triple M Red Z lending stats.
The throw in. Carlton forward pocket. Laddams gets to the front to Warner. Warner releases. High ball. Outside 50. Pack forms. Pitnet. Sticky mitts. And he drags down the ball about 65 from home. Kicking into a breeze. Kicking to the southern end of the Blues. He'll set this one up to the hot spot. Goes with a low penetrating ball. Blakey flies. Can't take the mark. Swans want to come inboard. I think Laddams was caught high, was he? He was. And he'll take a free kick in the back pocket for the Swans. They led it 2-1-13. Carlton yet to score.
9 minutes gone here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Kick smothered. Good pressure inside forward 50 from Owies. Couldn't get the handball back from Akers, and we'll get another stoppage.
Terrific pressure from Carlton there. You could see Swans really trying to move the ball quickly at every opportunity, but they were hunting after them then.
Good phase of the game here by the Blues. Under the pump early on to Koenig, taking the ruck contest inside forward 50 with Pitternet further down the ground. A kick behind play. Laddams kept his feet. De Koenig lost his. Laddams couldn't get a decisive kick away. Back in there by Fisher on his non-preferred, giving Curnow a chance in the pocket. But Tom McCartan came over the top and killed him.
The McCartan brothers were in fantastic last year together, and Tom McCartan, you can see the athleticism of him just to come over and really strong right forward fist in that back pocket.
So ball, last couple of minutes in Carlton's forward pocket. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Swans 13. The Blues yet to score. Whistle on play. Ruck infringement and going the way of Laddams. Started okay, Pete Laddams, this evening. But the stickers up each arm. He releases the left side. Kicking towards the grandstand side. Centre wing. Franklin elevates. Can't take the mark. Dow in good position for the crumbs. Sweeps a handball cleverly to Cowan. Cowan puts the Blues back inside 50 and Curnow doesn't let him down. Good body movement. Got rid of Tommy McCartan in the contest and took a fine mark 35 out directly in front.
It was a beautiful weighted kick across the fat side of the oval, but Charlie Curnow, a wonderful lead, and you can see McCartan just trying to search for the body. He just avoided that contact and just pushed off him. It was really good work from Charlie Curnow.
Not far away from 150 games now, Charlie. Prime of his career. His first real attempt at goal, 35 outs. Not much angle, and he's pushed it wide. So the first goal for the Blues, played 11 minutes first term. Swans at 2-1-13. The Blues one behind on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Triple M Reds ending stats.
That's the
Sam Doherty 5 disposals, Adam Chera 4 disposals, Errol Goulden and Laddams 4 for the Swans.
Blakey took the kick in, got it all the way to the centre of this venue, found McLean on the chest. He goes inside forward 50. They've done it in 2 disposals here, giving them every opportunity at ground level. Goulden picks up Franklin, trying to get onto his left side. Honey saw to that. Franklin went to Stevens, right on the boundary line, puts it top of the square, Wiedering over the top, brought it to ground level. Chera, clever handball in tight, and now Carlton are out of there. as Doherty gets it on the boundary line and goes towards centre wing.
Long kick, pack forms, Akers clever, Charlie Curnow, can he avoid the tackle? Not from Luke Parker, brings him down, quick little in-ball kick from DeConning as Errants, and marked on the chest by little Matty Roberts. He centres the footy. Swans have got it in the corridor again. Haywood started this game well from the half-forward flank as well. Low ball, wants Hayden can't mark, row bottom front and square, wants Goulden on his left side, errant kick, and the Blues will just hold up for a moment across their full-back line.
Interesting watching McLean go up and try and take that mark, or did he? Almost brought it to ground deliberately for the Swans Crummers to go after. That was something they were working on at training during the week, as Wiedering takes Carlton out of defensive 50 onto the far side of the ground, finding Plowman. He's got a runner on the outside, he'll use him as well. Carlton looking to transition up the ground through Hollins, the speedster, who started on the wing today, and a nice tackle by Ollie Florent as Dow sent it across the boundary line.
Yeah, just good defensive closing speed there for the Swans. Ollie Florent pushed up, squeezed the Carlton offence to force that error. Ball out of play, I should say. 2-1-13 Sydney. Just the one behind to Carlton. Errol Goulden, Sam Reid, the goal scorers thus far for the Swans. A beautiful night for footy in Sydney's West. Carlton go into attack again. Charlie Curnow on the bounce. Very, very good sideways movement. Lateral movement. He avoids one. Gives it to Honey. Honey bursts inside 50. Eric kick towards goal. Rampy grabs it. He's brought down in a good tackle. Squaring ball. Haywood has to fly. He brings it to the ground. Finding it in the grass. Round the body ball was Akers. Pushing out from a wing, and Carlton have their first on the board 20 minutes in the first term. They're 1-1-7. The Swans are 2-1-13 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Well, Michael Voss would just love that pressure from his front half. You can see just Carlton on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It was just an effort just to be able to drag them down and force that kick inward. But Akers, a quality finish, and he's going to be such an important player for Carlton this year. We know his strong work rate from the wing, being able to work up, fill gaps in defence, but also push forward and pressure at the front half.
And Luffy for Bob Jane T-Marts. Every goal to the southern end is precious.
Yeah, it is speedy, and if you watch the way both sides are playing, every time the Swans get the ball, they're just going long and fast, get it in the forward line. Whereas Carlton, they've had to work it up with small chips through the middle, out wide, to try and work it into their forward line. And even then, it was lucky they got it deep, and that was just from a great tackle on Rampy from DeConning.
Up we go again in the middle. This time Lachlan McAndrew did well in the ruck contest, and Roberts surges it forward for the Swans. Bravery. Cowan, there's a bit about this Tassie under-18s captain, isn't there? The way he went back with the flight there. Breaks even at ground level as well. He's swapped by McLean, earns a free kick, and the applause from the Blues fans.
Sensational work from Lockie Cowan. Just his ability to try and intercept and go hard at the footy. Fantastic work.
Took one for his troubles as they transfer from west to east. And Paddy Dow has it just backward to centre wing. Looks outboard. Goes even wider still. Cowan with it. Goes to Doherty. They haven't moved it all that far, the Blues. Sydney pressing up hard here in defence. Swans 13 and Blues 7. Doherty now releases a long ball towards half forward. They fly. No one can take the mark. Front and square, cleverly done. Parker goes backwards to Fisher. Inboard with a long ball. They fly. Paddy McCartan will bring it down, spills to Chera. Chera on the left side, 55 from home, puts it to the hot spot, getting through. And taking a fine mark is Logan McDonald, pushing into defence for the Swans.
And Goulden was alongside him. You don't expect that deep in the Swans' defence. They find Cunningham on the arc. D50 for the Swans. Goes back inboard as they chip it around, look to set things up through Ollie Florent. He takes on a risky kick right in the middle, and it's cut off by Chera. Couldn't make it stick though, and it works out for the Swans in the end. Class ball use from Braden Campbell. McDonald off one step, launches at 70 and picked out Hayden McLean, who couldn't stick the mark, as the groans from the Swans fans let you know. Gets a free kick in the end.
Wow.
Deliberate.
Incredible.
Well, he dropped the sitter, didn't he?
It was a terrific kick though from Logan McDonald. A kick to advantage of his teammate, but just dropped a so to Hayden McLean, but he gets the reprieve here now.
And he got the call up in the grand final, of course. Kick to goal on the big day as they were swamped by Geelong. Tough kick across the body. Judges it beautifully. Threads it home. The right foot snap from Hayden McLean. And the Swans have 3 of the first 4. It's 3-1-19 to 1-1-7 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We go back on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Just look at the aggressive kick, though, from Ollie Florin. It was in the middle of the back half and tried to just take on the corridor. It almost got intercepted, but once it skidded and got through, the Swans were ready to roll, and they had numbers to just use the footy. And as we spoke about, Logan McDonald looked at his teammate. He had option short, but he wanted to kick to advantage long and deep to Hayden McLean. Really classy finish in the pocket.
And Triple M Super special comments. The 325 game dual premiership player Jude Bolton with us this evening. The Swans get their third. They're 3-1-19, Carlton 1-1-7. We might go around the grounds for Choice Hotels in just a moment as the umpire elevates the ball again. Back in the middle for McDonald's and Red Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Sydney to clear via Rowbottom again. High ball brings Reid into play. He can't mark. Heaney front and square. Been very lively so far this evening. Around the body, left-hand side. McLean goes up with him 1 met. Chera intercepts. Ball in the grass forward pocket. Cunningham coming through. And Cunningham gets Sydney's fourth. Sydney 4-1-25. Carlton 1-1-7. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, sensational work from the Swans. You can see just on the Triple M Reds ending stats, 11 inside 50s to 5 this point, 9 clearances to 3. So they're really dominating the Blues at this point. Just been able to get really quick ball movement. Harry Cunningham has played different roles, and he's been that sort of defensive forward at times or a lockdown half back and the likes, but starting inside forward 50, really good finish there.
You missed any action so far this weekend. It was Collingwood by 6 points over the Hawks. Freo got it done over Port Adelaide by 31 points earlier. Yesterday the Lions taught the Cats a bit of a lesson, 46 points. They've showed some good pre-season form, the Lions. Earlier today, St Kilda 67 defeating Essendon 32, and the Eagles and the Crows will play later tonight.
And a win in the cricket, thank goodness, in India by 9 wickets after being 1 for none. Carlton take it out of there. Hewitt worked the 1-2 with Dow. Then he elected not to kick, almost ran too far. Eventually goes inside forward 50 as the runners arrive. De Koning clever in a crisis. Flicks the handball inboard. A hopeful one on the follow-up from Ed Curnow. And now the Swans get back in numbers. They've got it in Braden Campbell's hands. Look at that ball use out of D50 to find McDonald. Hasn't he been lively as well, the big man?
He certainly has. He gives it back to Warner. Warner's just uses the fend cleverly. Hurried kick forward. Gives his forward a chance. Wiedering did well. Pushes it in Aidan Dow. Parker there. Matthew Kennedy also. Really good tackle on him. And he'll keep the ball inside forward 50 for the Swans. They lead at 4-1-25. Carlton the 1-1-7 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Chad Warner's composure when there's a real heat on him. He was just able to bump off that pressure and get it going forward.
Cowan, little 1%er, tried to work it to a teammate, but it was McDonald picking it up. How's McDonald going on the Reds' heads, Jude?
McDonald has had 3 disposals thus far.
Felt like more than that, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's had a good couple of good moments.
Up it goes again, about 35 from home here for the Swans. Carlton looking to work it out of there. Cunningham could have got a free kick for in the back as Chincotta took a risk, but we'll get another stoppage.
What I've loved is the shape of the Sydney are keeping when they're in defensive mode. The ball's in their offensive 50 at the moment, but their defence behind the ball really squeezing up.
They're rolling up to the next player, aren't they?
Yeah, on the Blues, forcing them to do this, and it's just a hurried kick out. So disputed ball at half forward, Rowbottom involved. Paddy McCartan goes backwards to the Laddams. Not sure if you want the ruckman kicking it in, but a high ball towards McLean. No one can mark. Jack Silvani gets back. Silvani versus Stevens. Silvani wins out. Little looping handball, and they've worked it nearly to centre wing out aside, where the boundary line beats all comers, and they'll throw it back in. So time on in the first. It's the Swans 4-1-25. Carlton 1-1-7. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Boundary umpire throws it in about 70 metres from the Swans goal on the far side of the ground here. Warner going after it, turn to Cowan. Heaney won it, found Warner, who then threw it away, and Adam Sard is rewarded with the free kick.
Sensational tackle. He's tried to shrug Sard off there, but just level changed and forced that tackle, and Aaron
hasn't been able to run with the footy yet and create, has he?
His first disposal.
He can be very destructive, as we know.
Number 1 in the comp for total bounces last year. Hasn't had a chance. They've been under the pump, haven't they, with the breeze here tonight at Blacktown. They'll look to pour it on in the second term, trailing by 18 right now, the Blues.
Likes to bounce, doesn't he? Like a yo-yo going up and down when he's got some space.
Every 3 steps.
So ball comes back into play, and there's another whistle. It's going the way of Laddams. An infringement from that throw-in. So just forward to centre wing out of side. Ollie Florence pushes up, goes with a little low dart. The kick was precise. Heaney's hands were sticky, and he marks 45 out. Acute angle.
Another free kick infringement at the rucks, and it just really costs you because suddenly your structures are under the pump, particularly in the defensive half. And Isaac Heaney just had the lead there. He had space to go into. Really good kick out in front.
And an area that we questioned prior to the game. Laddams has done well thus far. So Heaney on the runway now. Acute angle, 45 out. It's going to miss near side. Be a minor score for the Swans. They move to 4-2-26. Carlton a 1-1-7. And that all happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Supporting tradies over 120 stores, Speedy. Expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon making every tradie's job easier.
Peter Laddams has had 4 free kicks in this opening term alone.
We'd like that to continue for the rest of the season, the big man. As we get a stoppage about 70 metres from home on the broadcast side from the Swans' perspective.
Red time in the first. Some stats that have jumped out at you so far for Red Z Lending Loans for the self-employed. RedZ.com.
Yeah, Sam Dockey's had plenty of the footy. He's had 8 disposals. Ollie Hollins has looked really good. He's had 7 disposals also. And Peter Laddams, 7 disposals we mentioned. 6 of those contested, including the 4 free kicks for.
Motlop's been thrown on the ball, trying to ignite Carlton, but it's Dow who gets the clearance in the end. Chopped off by Blakey, takes an easy intercept mark on the chest, and he's just assessing things on centre wing on the broadcast side. Swings onto his left side and tries to weight the kick into a hole, and picked up on the scoot was McDonald, paid the mark just ahead of Saad.
I thought it was the half volley too.
And he goes towards the pocket. Interesting kick. It favoured Wiedering, and it's ricocheted off him for another stoppage.
You can see the aggressive ball movement from the Swans though, but it's been on the back of defensive play. They've forced either an errant handball, they've grasped the handball, or just that kick back to the defenders.
Our major sponsors, McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Score a quick fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets, Cajun dipping sauce at Macca's. Forget that. If you want a snack, Franklin on 50 has to release the footy. Is that holding the footy? Yes, says the umpire. And Matty Kennedy, Bam Bam, as he is known, will take the free kick at half-back. Broadcast side for the Blues. Driving ball towards centre wing. Laddams in the box seat, can't take the mark. There's a good punch that came from Silvani. And ball out of play, the centre wing.
24 minutes gone here in the first quarter at Blacktown, and it's the Swans 4-2-26 leading Carlton 1-1-7 for the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Thrown in by the boundary umpire, centre wing. Great ruck work. Taccone brought it down for Hewitt. Then Carlton spilt their beans. Good tackle laid by Motlop though, making it tough on the Swans. Lloyd just weaved his way through traffic. Parker on the outside. So too is Laddams. Floats the handball over the top. Warner will make it work. Picks up Goulden. Already kicked one in this quarter. Tries to set it up instead. And the downfield free kick is paid. It'll be a gift goal coming up for the Swans. Again, Goulden heavily involved.
Yeah, sensational work from Goulden, and we've seen how he's been able to activate it around those stoppages. He's looking to block for Parker, then get involved. But Carlton started with that footy first touch and first possession from that stoppage, but they just got swept away by the Swans.
Free kick paid to Cunningham, edge of the goal square, goes back, slots through the drop punt goal, and the Swans have 5-2, 32 to 1-1-7 at the moment. Popular clubman Harry Cunningham signed a 2-year deal at the back end of last season. He's got 2 goals here tonight.
Yeah, he's been really lively, Harry Cunningham. It's 6 disposals, 2nd goal, and as we said, that downfield free kick on the back of Errol Goulden, just putting to it a really good, dangerous position at the front of the goal, and just got worked under by his Carlton opponent. So it's been a really promising start from the Sydney Swans. 5 goals, 2 in this opening term. 12 clearances to 7 and 17 inside 50s to 6 with the sprees.
Yeah, rightly so. Didn't like the attention, the added attention. Errol Goulden on Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Kick off the new season at Harvey Norman. So the Swans have had the better of the first term. 5-2-32, Carlton 1-1-7. Inated by a stiff breeze blowing to the northern end here at Blacktown. Umpy thumps it into the deck. We're away again, thanks to Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Good smeller.
Ball at the back of the pack. Goulden involved again. Has to hack it off the ground. Down low was Fisher. Little fumble. Inaided. Warner set upon by 3 Blues. Should have been a free kick. No, said the umpire. Doherty has to go back and find it at half-back. He was clever with his hips. He swivelled, he swirled, he gave it to Chera. Chera puts it up high. And Silvani takes a fine contested mark at half-forward broadcast side.
Great grab by Silvani. Just had pressure from the Swans coming back to the support in the air. Stood under it.
Chips it over the top to Akers, the star off-season recruit for the Blues, who targeted a true wingman, and he'll be running up and down, entertaining the Blues fans throughout. Oh, De Koning rose, and Heaney saw to that with a late fist. Free kick's been picked out going against Paddy McCartan. And if De Koning had taken mark of the year there, I reckon the free kick was going to get paid. There's concern for Laddams in that marking contest with Silvani a moment ago, Luffy.
You there? Yeah, just on his left cheek. As he went up for the mark, he tried to go back into Silvani, and Silvani just collected him, and he's getting taken down to the rooms right now.
For Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts have great buy 3, get 1 free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply.
So Charlie Curnow, he'll have to sit this one out as the breeze bring it back, not enough. And it'll be a minor score. So he's looked threatening at times, Charlie. Looks very fit, very agile. 1-2-8 now the Blues, 5-2-32 the Swans as they ascend towards the northern end. Precise ball movement. It's Goulden again who's got it. Looks roving clear. Looks up. Kicks towards Franklin at half forward. Franklin can't mark. Wiedering did really well. Franklin with a second effort. Inaids Reid. Reid a little handball to Franklin. And whistle on play. It's going to come back. Was it a throw? No. It's going the way of Sam Reid.
Yeah, just got a free kick on the back of that contest there. But just interesting enough, Lockie McAndrew will now get the opportunity with Laddams off. So it was one of the key areas that we spoke about in the pre-game. It was just the ruck concern for the Sydney Swans with Laddams. That's a big issue with that right cheekbone.
Heavens have finally opened at Blacktown. Rain is sweeping across this venue as Reid looks to kick from beyond 50. 45-degree angle, gives it some hang time, judges the breeze to perfection and slots another one. 6-2, 38 the Swans lead the Carlton Blues by 5 straight.
Well, that's a quality finish there from Sam Reid. He has had some issues across his career kicking for goal, but that sort of distance where he's afforded the opportunity to kick through the ball, no bent knee, he was able to sweep that ball, and it was just a long, prodigious kick of goal. But we're just seeing the Harvey Norman replay. It was the pressure from Carlton and just the cheekbone. He went down very, very quickly.
Yeah, he's
Peter Laddams.
A jaw complaint. His hand went straight to the side of his face, so we'll get some more information hopefully soon via Luffy for Bob Jane T-Marts. Buy 3, get 1 free plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply at our good friends at Bob Jane T-Marts. So Sydney commanding first term, 6-2-38. They lead the Blues 1-2-8. Ball back in the middle. Thanks to Ream Hot Water and McDonald's. Parker to clear. Round the body ball. High ball. Plowman brings it to ground. Reid should sweep on this. He does. A little handball to Franklin. Franklin on the burst. Oh, Lex Franklin. Vintage. A bending ball around the body. And in the blink of an eye, Sydney have 7. 7-2-44 the Swans. Carlton 1-2-8 in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Oh, well, stunning work from the centre bounce initially from the Swans, and they've just been dominant in there. Double the clearances in this opening term. Errol Goulden's had 10 disposals and kicked the goal in this opening term, and they were just able to get that ball so fast forward. And once it got into Franklin's hands, he's running towards the left boundary. Just been like shelling peas, just dribbled that along. Sensational work.
Conceding 7 goals in a quarter would be concerning for any coach, Jude.
Absolutely, but it's the way it's been done. It's been under pressure. They've coughed the ball up at times, but they haven't been hard enough around the coalface either.
Great call, Snapper. Nothing like a Buddy Franklin goal to get you excited in pre-season, and what a goal it was. Teed up beautifully by Reid, who's kicked to himself in this opening term. Umpire will call this back for a secondary ball up in the middle.
They've looked pretty slick, the Swans, first term.
It's just been simple sort of stuff, though. First give, and then just drive it forward, numbers around the contest, being cleaner than this Carlton outfit at the moment.
McAndrew's done some nice things in the ruck with limited opportunities, learning so much under Dean Cox, one of the assistant coaches at the Swans, of course. Warner gets the free kick out of the middle, gives it to Goulden, chips it to the outside, almost set up Braden Campbell, but he can't, or rather Matty Roberts camped underneath it. Look for Franklin on the half volley. He goes after it again, taps it out towards Goulden. Wants a 1-2 with Hayward, working in a tight space here, playing for a free kick in the end. Goulden, nothing doing as Zach Fisher chimes in. Goulden has another crack at it. Slippery conditions here in Blacktown all of a sudden, and Paddy Dow hacks it out of D50 for Carlton. It bamboozled McCartan, set up for Charlie Curnow, and now Silvani goes inboard. Time running out in the opening term. We've had 32 minutes already on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. It's the Swans by 36 points right now.
So they just hold up. So they've done this a couple of times, the Blues. They just haven't gone towards goal. They've gone sideways. Lateral football as Akers has the footy now.
They lost a lot of structure forward of the football there in transition. They had nothing to kick to, and that's why they've had to just drop anchor.
So Akers now from centre wing broadcast side, thumping ball straight up the line. Chera front and square will blast it inside 50, and no one will take the mark. Braden Campbell, Noes will see the ball across the line. Young Honey there as well, and we'll have a throw in at 30 out from the Carlton goal. They're 1-2-8. The Swans are 7-2-44.
20 seconds to go here in the first term. Can Carlton get a rare score into the breeze and the rain here? Swans look to work it out of defensive 50. They've done that part of the job. It might have come back in, but it took a Swans bounce. Now it's tough as Lewis Young flicks it to centre wing, tidied up by Sard, and they'll just settle things back through Wiedering as the siren is about to sound here.
They might have seen enough. They have. The circuit breaker for the first term. It was one-way traffic for the home side. The Swans 7-2-44. They lead Carlton 1-2-8 at the first break. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rock Football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
Score a quick-fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Geez, I love beer. Can or bottle? I feel like I drink a bit more aggressively out of cans.
Yeah, because it's hard to suck from a glass bottle because it doesn't, the air doesn't. No, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the glass bottle goes.
You made it better. Turn the lights off. She's doing the sucking sound.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Get Aussie Broadband Mobile with all SIM coverage and super speeds.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Go full sport with Code Sports, Australia's biggest and most experienced sports news team, bringing you all the latest news and in-depth stories from around the globe, as well as every stat, odd and live score. For all your sport now in the one place, visit Code Sports today.
Have you got a dream? A dream renovation? A dream man cave?
Robot's got it.
Robot Building Supplies can help you get the job done. Robot's been servicing the building, fencing, engineering, roofing and cabinet making industries for over 70 years now. So when it comes to experience and reliability,
Robot's got it.
With 24-hour delivery, dream one day, build the next. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. RobotBuildingSupplies.com.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
Go Ultra this footy season with Foxtel. Watch AFL and NRL live in 4K Ultra HD. To celebrate, we've got $4,000 cash for the ultimate viewing experience. Thanks to Foxtel. Head to Triple M win page to enter.
The Haval Jolion is a smart SUV. The design is sharp and the technology genius. But the really smart feature is the driver. Someone savvy enough to demand more and get it. Haval Jolion. Smart move.
If you're struggling to put food on the table for you or your family, help is only a click away at Food Bank. Everyone should have access to good quality food regardless of their situation. So if circumstances have left you or your family hungry, we're here to help. Just visit foodbank.org.au
and click Find Food. You'll get access to grocery relief, meals and more. If you're struggling to make ends meet, we can help it all click into place. Visit foodbank.org.au now.
What would you unlock with 1 million Qantas points for your business? More flight upgrades? Or more ways to thank your clients and reinvest in your staff? Every business has the chance to unlock more with the mega 20 million Qantas points giveaway. Simply join Qantas Business Rewards free by 31 March and spend with any partner for a chance to win 1 million Qantas points. Visit qantas.com/business. T's and C's apply.
It's value the Australian way at Coles with half-price specials. Like half-price John West Tuna Tempters 95 gram, now $1.35. And half-price Morning Fresh dishwashing liquid 400ml, now $2.75. That's value the Australian way at Coles. Offers end Tuesday.
Shut up!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Quarter time at Blacktown International Sports Park. A stunning night for footy at the foot of the mountains, and it was one-way traffic in that first term, and it belonged to the home side. There's 7-2-44. They lead Carlton 1-2-8. I'll get to Jude Bolton and Brenton Speed in just a moment. Troy Luff's boundary side also with an update on Peter Laddams. He had a jaw complaints halfway through that first term. We'll get to him thanks to Bob J. T. Marts. But also Choice Hotels around the grounds. The other game tonight is just underway. Adelaide are 7. West Coast Eagles yet to score early stages in the first term. And of course earlier today it was St Kilda 67 defeating Essendon 32 in Melbourne. Jude, what did you make of the first term?
I just thought Swans were really clean, particularly around the stoppages. I thought their effectiveness and scramble work was excellent. They really broke even largely in the hit-outs. It was 12-11 on the Triple M Red Z lending stats, but then it was 15-9 first possessions in the Swans' favour, 12-5 effective clearances. They kicked 3 goals, 2 in that opening term from stoppages to naught. So just really clinical. They were aggressive with their ball movement, and I thought their pressure was quite strong in transition as well.
And Bob J. and T. Marts, that man that still wears a mullet, Troy Luff.
Thanks now. But yes, we saw Peter Laddams go down into the rooms with what was a left cheek complaint. He was back into a pack and Jack Silvani cleaned him up, taking the mark. It was purely precautionary. He's back out in the field about to take his spot. We saw a little bit of a rain shower just pass through just before quarter time. I just had a look at the radar. It's absolutely pouring in the city and we're just copping the tail end of it, but it's gone away for now. It's back to clear skies.
Great news for Swans seeing Laddams out there, because Tom Hickey's going to miss the first month of the season at least, who was their first choice ruckman all of last season, of course. He's about to go at it here with Pittonet at the start of the second term, and he takes it out of there with confidence, Laddams. Swings it inside forward 50 for the Swans. Got to the arc, in fact, as Plowman met it on the half-volley soccer style. McInerney taken out of it. Warner gets a kick away, and Reid gets there after 2 first quarter goals. Nearly played on. Umpire lets him go back over the mark. Lewis Young stands that. From 55, he looks to set it up in the corridor. Up they go, and it's the man of the moment. Goulden, after 14 touches in the first term, he'll look for another goal here.
Yeah, he kicked 1 in the first term, had 14 as you mentioned, Speedy, and he's going for his second goal alone in this game. He's been outstanding. His ability to get from the coalface and get out and spread and get involved in the chain, he's been excellent.
Some Triple M Red Z lending stats from Jude Bolton, as Goulden kicked one on the run from outside 50 in the first quarter for the opening goal of the game. Now looking for the first goal in the second term. Slight angle. He'll kick from about 40 metres out here. Gives it a ride with that beautiful drop punt of his, and the goal umpire moved about 50 centimetres total. It's another major to the Swans. They brought up 50 here. 8 goals, 2 plays, 1 goal, 2.
He's kicked some clutch goals in his early stages of his career, Errol Goulden. Just his ability from outside and long range, just to go back and calmly slot it. And we saw it again. It was a great switching kick from Sam Reid on the Harvey Norman replay. He just opened up the ground, and the Swans could raffle it inside forward 50 there. So a really effective kick forward.
If you're forming a Supercoach team or a fantasy side, Errol Goulden, cop the tip.
Put it in.
I just got an email earlier today, so thanks for the tip, Speedy. I might hop to that. But any danger of someone with the blue bag as Guernsey on, go and stand next to Errol Goulden. He's had it 15 times and kicked 2 goals, and we're a minute into the second term.
You can see Paddy Dow trying to put some work into him, but you end up being just sort of a bit flat-footed, and he's just able to dictate all these starting positions now, Errol Goulden.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M at Rocks footy. Sydney by 7 goals. Carlton go forward now. Motlop picks it up in his court. Great tackle. Braden Campbell and Jakey Lloyd put the clamps on him. And he was caught holding the ball at half forward for Carlton, so it'll be a releasing kick by Lloyd. Lloyd goes to centre wing. Heaney works to the front, keeps his feet beautifully. He's a well-balanced player, is Isaac Heaney. Sweeps the handball wide. Sard coming up, goes off the ground. Good decision. High ball towards half forward. McCartan and Curnow go at it. Good combatants, talented players. McInerney down low, has Warner. Hewitt clever. Hewitt, great tackle, wasn't rewarded. Wow. Fisher to come through now at 50 for Carlton.
No prior was the call. Likewise here for Chera, who's swamped by Cunningham, but Jude Bolton, if he was umpiring, would have given it, I think.
Yeah, I think Hewitt had a good piece of that when Warner tried to break free there.
Throw up 70 from home for Carlton here. Goulden got another kick. It went about 10 metres to Heaney under pressure. Parker's kick is smothered. Goes for another one off the deck. He was being held onto here. He'll get the free kick as Hewitt gives it away. And Goulden just wraps around. No one near him. And he'll switch it up across field. Picks up a teammate about 20 metres away. That's Ollie Florent at centre half back.
I'm lucky not to get 50 there, as Motlop didn't stand quite on the mark as they fan to the outer side. McCartan boys share it. It ends in the hands in Paddy McCartan. Swans 8-2. Carlton 1-2. All the exchanges second term. They work it from half back, the Swans. Linking up as Braden Campbell wants his left side. He does. He's usually precise. He goes towards Haywood. Haywood down low. Curnow is clever, and he's going to get a free kick. Is he? I think he is.
Contact below the knees from Hollands.
Yeah, so Will Haywood will take it. 55 from home for the Swans.
Hollands has looked good though. It's just, rather see someone attack the footy. He had 7 disposed in that opening term.
Haywood just assessing things, gives it some hang time, about 20 metres from home. It'll drop, and Reid, free kick, was claiming the mark, but the free kick's going the other way. Plowman and Wiedering asking whose it is, and it goes to the former Giant Plowman. Switches it up to the back pocket. Lewis Young was waiting, and they chip it around to try and take the sting out of the game, because they have been swamped by the Swans, who lead by 42 points here on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. Down now, going to Plowman for another stat during this sequence, but he's going backwards now. Carlton lacking ideas at the moment. Wiedering under pressure from Goulden, just popping up everywhere, and Heaney puts Cowan under pressure. Cowan lays the tackle, follow up on Haywood. That lingered a while. Umpire let it roll. Stevens taken down by Hollands, and eventually we're going to get a stoppage about 70 metres away from the Swans' goal on the far side of the ground here.
John Longmire be happy with Swans' pressure so far?
Well, when you see a team retreating backwards, and then it just invites more pressure, and that's what John Longmire be really pleased. They're putting enormous pressure on this back half, particularly for the Carlton Footy Club.
Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 8-2 Swans, 1-2 Carlton. As Sydney go forward again. McLean to fly, and no. A free kick in the marking contest again. And it's going back to Wiedering, is it? So Wiedering standing tall again. And he's needed to. Under siege, the Blues here, as he goes wide, and it's a pinpoint pass, and he hits the chest of Charlie Curnow.
And he's taking his time as well. Just chips down the line, and front position is Owies. Takes it on centre wing on the far side of the ground, and they're just chipping their way down the ground. Different to the Swans' approach in that first quarter when they tended to go long. Now Hewitt kicks it about 45, almost cut off by Laddams, and he'll get a free kick in the end, Willie, as De Koning gave it away in the end. There's a bit of follow-up between those two. Have been going at it since the opening bounce, and Laddams just retreats inside defensive 50 to pick up Paddy McCartan, and the switch is on by Jake Lloyd.
So Lloyd with it now. True fullback position, and Rampy makes good position for him. He uses him. So still inside defensive 50, the Swans. They lead at 8-2 to Carlton 1-2. Decides the broadcast side now. Long ball. Haywood at the back. He's put in a good tackle. That came from Cowan. Cowan's a willing participant. So Heaney pushing up. He'll grab the footy and centre wing. A little errant handball. Chera to cut it off. And they got the numbers via Doherty. He can chip it inboard to Hewitt. Hewitt a little fumble. Parker's just waiting to sweat on him. He is. Reed's there too. Warner pushes up. He wants his left side. Goes back. High ball towards Parker. Parker in the pocket. If it sits for him, it does. Coming hard was Hollins. And well done, young man. He can clear for the Blues.
And he will run all day, Jude. That was great. Athleticism shown by the man. Yet to play an AFL game, of course, but on course for round 1.
Yeah, absolutely. He's shown his gut running, his ability to cover the ground, both offensively and defensively. And that's what you need to do as an A-grade midfielder, just that ability to cover the ground. He's shown that as a young man.
We speak of pick 11 in the draft. Ollie Hollins for Carlton, who's been starting on the wing last week and doing it again tonight and impressing at every turn as De Koning takes front position against Reed in the ruck here on the arc. Swans forward 50. Lewis Young had his kick smothered, tidied up by Doherty under pressure from McInerney. Big up and under, just outside D50 for Carlton. Chera did well, got a little fist in there. It broke for Hewitt, and he just chips it down the line. Campbell front position, but over the top came Silvani. Goes after it at ground level, so too did Chera. And Carlton a chance here, but cut off by Blakey, who's got back up in the form of Paddy McCartan, and the Swans will look to steady now.
Yeah, slick little handballs, and will invite some trouble there. Cleverly done. That was Motlop putting the pressure on Rampy, and he's going to hold the ball at half forward. Well, just forward to centre wing out of side for the Blues. They're 1-2-8, Sydney 8-2-50 in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. We bring you tonight's broadcast thanks to McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. And don't forget Ream Hot Water, built tough for Aussie conditions when it comes to water heating. Ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Just Chera's kick to a 50-50. It just puts your teammates under enormous pressure. We know Harry Mackay, and there's normally those two-pronged forward leading up at the footy with Curnow and Mackay, but not tonight.
No Paddy Cripps either, as Michael Voss took a conservative approach tonight. Now Carlton with a rare entry, bouncing ball inside forward 50. Charlie Curnow keeps his feet. Tom McCartan lost his, threw it up in the end. And who wants the free kick? Charlie does. The reigning Coleman medalist. He's about 15 metres out, wastes no time, plays on, hooks it home, and Carlton have their second of the ball game. 8-2-50 the Swans to 2-2-14 the Blue Baggers.
Sensational work from the Blues there, just to be able to get it in quickly, give their forwards a chance, and Curnow was able to hunt after them and put McCartan under enormous pressure. He had support with Ollie Florent in his face, but he just tried to scoop it up on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. And how quick the key forwards get up to get that free kick there. Just he knew there was a free kick available and slotted easily. Surely
Tommy McCartan knows you can scoop it up or fist it with one hand, but once you bring the second one involved, you're in trouble.
It looked a little awkward, didn't it? Anyway, Carlton get their second, 2-2-14. Swans 8-2-50. So the damage done in the first term, where it was a 7-goal onslaught to the Swans to 1 in the opening stanza. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M Rocks footy, errant bounce. Surely you'll bring that back. He does. I'll ask you again, Jude, why don't they just throw it up?
No, you don't like the bounce at all.
Well, I don't like it when they get it wrong. So the ball elevates now. De Koning, clever, down to Matty Kennedy. Can he release? Oh, that's holding the ball. Well done. Was that the smaller Goulden? He stuck to him like glue. Slick little handball. Enables Florent. Florent, a little low ball is precise, and it hits the chest of Cunningham. So Harry, he's got Errol running past, a little low dart. He demands, who was that up forward? I think that was Roberts. Roberts with a little fumble, and it'll allow Ed Curnow to come in and take the footy from half-back for the Blues.
Goulden was glued on. We might have to work on that throughout the season, Snapper. I like that. And he has had an enormous game. How's he going on the Red Zeds, Jude?
Leading all-comers with 20 disposals. Nearest is Sam Doherty with 13.
Carlton chipping it around, and it's that man again, Doherty, coming up for possession number 14 now in the far back pocket for the Blues. Goes down towards half-back for Carlton, and it breaks off hands for another stoppage. Boundary umpire will throw it in as we get down to Luffy for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, boys, you mentioned Harry Cunningham in the first quarter, that normally he's playing a defensive role if he's up forward. Not today. He's been given the licence to run. Half his possessions have been gained in the half-back, yet he's actually starting as a forward, and he's also kicked a couple of goals and had quite a few possessions.
Swans 50, Carlton 14. They go forward again, the Blues. Braden Campbell gets back, he's in front, he falls over, but he can't control the footy. And it bounces end on end out of play in the forward pocket for the Blues. Will await a throw in. So just the 2 goals kicked in this particular quarter. 2 minutes in, Goulden got his second, and Charlie Curnow also got on the scoreboard 9 minutes into this particular quarter. Whistle on play, rucking infringement. It's going to Laddams again, is it? Or is it going to Silvani? No, it's going to Laddams
again. So Silvani takes the forward stoppage as always at this point, and that's Laddams' 5th free kick there.
Bit of pot luck in those rucking contests. There's Stevens. He's been pretty good on the wing. Has this boy, Ollie Florent's pushing up, half-back. He's waiting a runner. That runner's Chad Warner. Kennedy stuck to him and forced...
Deliberate.
Yeah, good decision too. He went to release the handball, but Kennedy did enough, so he'll get the free kick just forward to centre wing out of side.
Jude Bolton chiming in with the Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments. And the umpire saying, well, we'll have 50 metres, was maybe a bit of back chat after that decision-making a moment ago. C-Bus Super making hard work pay off.
We spoke about Chad Warner having the composure when he's had pressure on him and he's been able to bounce off. Last couple of times he's actually been caught, holding the ball or just about forced just a fumble after that it's contact. So maybe it's a chance to just use your hands a little bit quicker from Chad Warner.
So Kennedy will be able to have the set shot here, and it is the scoring end that Carlton are kicking towards here, the northern end at Blacktown International Sports Park. It's going to get around the arc and kick from just inside 50. Good looking drop punt off the boot. Goal upright moving, and Carlton have back-to-back goals here. 8-2-50 the Swans. Plays Carlton 3-2-20.
Yeah, sensational work by the Blues, and it's come on the back of a little bit of just starting to halve their contests inside the middle half of the ground. They've been able to get it's 5 to 6 in terms of tackling, and also they're leading the clearance as well in the second quarter. So just been able to start getting that contest around there, and you can see the descent on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. It was Chad Warner just giving the umpire a bit. He wasn't happy with the deliberate out of bounds. What a finish from Matt Kennedy.
Yeah, deliberate kick straight over the goal umpire's hat. So they've got a couple in a row, the Blues.
Get that energy with the team. Once you get that couple of back-to-back, start to feed on that. The Blues need to keep lifting.
And even 5 goals. 8-2-50 Sydney, 3-2-20 Carlton. Middle stages, the second term for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. We're back in the middle. Trying to escape there was Kennedy. He did. He got the ball on his boot quickly. It's going to be contested footy at half forward for the Blues. Going in low and hard was Ed Curnow. And it's going to spit out. It's going to go back in because Doherty has it right next door to the centre circles.
Franklin careful not to give away 50, nearly ran through the protected area. Curnow in a wrestle with McCartan inside forward. 50, no free kick paid either way, and we'll get the stoppage around about 20 metres away from the goals here that Carlton attack.
Curnow looked to almost get the 2 hands around his waist from McCartan, so...
Have a look at Buddy on the Red Zeds for us, Jude, in a moment as the Swans try and extract it inside D50. Stevens handball to no one in particular. Silvani was clean, found Kennedy. Important smother came from Matty Roberts. The follow-up from Stevens, absolutely burying Kennedy. A goal was seemingly brewing, but Matty Roberts did well.
Yeah, Franklin's only had the 3 disposals, Speedy, on the Triple M Red Z lending stats. He's had to kick the goal, as we spoke about in that opening term. Just a little dribble through from the left.
Will Edwards on the ground for Sydney. Straight into the ruck. He's giving a chop out. Young man. Yet to play a game. Ball elevates deep in Carlton's forward line. Rowbottom just hacks it towards D50. Sard will wait for it. He does. He's clever. And he was clean down low. Quick little give. Curnow back inside. High ball setting. And Charlie Curnow has been awarded a free kick. Paddy, or is it Tommy McCartan's not happy at all, but Charlie Curnow is going to get set for his second of the quarter.
He was asking for DRS. Trying to throw it upstairs.
But they're getting the repeat entries. That's the thing. They've been able to get enough heat in their front half. It's forcing a dump kick from the Swans out of their defensive half, and it's coming back in with interest.
So Charlie Curnow with a footy. Chance to get his second of the quarter, second for the game. No mistake. So the Blues have kicked 3 in a row, and some smiles are starting to appear on some faces as Silvani and Blakey exchange pleasantries. 4-2-26 the Blues, 8-2-50 Sydney, and that happening on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, sensational work by the Blues. They've lifted their intensity and pressure, and Michael Voss will be really happy with the response. I mean, it was a really ordinary first term from their team, but they'll be able to lift and show a bit in this second term and just take control. You can see the Swans are now under pressure and giving a couple of free kicks away inside foot in their defensive half, so keep building upon this.
64 goals last year to win the Coleman for Charlie Curnow. Harry Mackay won it the year before. First time that two teammates have gone back-to-back in the Coleman for more than 100 years. That's the potency that this Carlton forward line possesses. No H tonight. It's all about Charlie Curnow up forward, and he's got multiple majors here tonight. Pittonet against young Edwards in the ruck here. Interesting for the Swans. Guess who takes it out of there? Goulden. His kick smothered though, and Kennedy takes it the other way for Carlton. Bouncing ball, little flick handball, worked out nicely. Carlton follow up, and it breaks for O'Brien. Hollands had no time at all, and the high tackle is what the umpire saw. Free kick going the way of Ollie Hollands.
And this is what we saw the Swans against the Brisbane Lions, just to allow this sort of run on. So Hollands looking inside.
Gives it some height from about 65 all the way to the goal mouth, and tidied up by McCartney. Wanted Goulden to rush it through, but Errol says, I've got another stat here. Hacks at 55, and the intercept mark taken by young Cowan. He's 55 from home on the far side of the ground, right in front of a pocket of Blues supporters here at Blacktown. He gives it everything towards the top of the goal square. Up they go, bouncing through and wide for a minor score. It's 4-3-27 now, Carlton, trailing by 23 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Hollands and Cowan with the last two entries, two youngsters really showing a bit this evening, but once again, both of them on the back of dump kicks out from the Swans. They're under enormous pressure at the moment by this Blues outfit.
Now, their intensity with their pressure, the defensive pressure has improved, no doubt, lifted a notch. So Lloyd to clear, and he's hit on the chest of Hayward just outside the line. So it'll be a free kick to Carlton, and it'll come back in with interest. So quick kick forward as rain falls heavily now. Front and square ball, disputed ball, forward pocket for the Blues. And Blakey sees it over the line, and it'll be a minor score for them. They're 4-4-28. The Swans are 8-2-50 in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. And here's Luffy for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, boys, Lockie McAndrew, he's gone off injured and gone down into the rooms. I do not know what the injury is. I'll find out at half-time, and that's why they've had to use young Will Edwards, who's actually a key defender. He's the second ruck at the moment while McAndrew's down getting checked.
Carlton with another chance just on the edge of the arc. Curnow's kick picked off by Rowbottom. Strong fend by Rampy, just dancing his way through traffic and hacking it out of there for the Swans. Redwell in flight by McDonald, but Lewis Young broke even, got a handball away. It's all Swans at the drop of the ball. They're getting numbers around the footy, and the high tackle against Carlton relieves the pressure on Sydney. It's
a slippery pill now, Speedy.
It's coming down really heavy now. Free kick against Akers there. It's been played in the front half for Carlton. 10-5 inside forward 50.
Was in the forecast, and it's really teeming down here at Blacktown. Doherty with Cunningham all over him. Spilt the way of Carlton, who hack it forward again. Centre wing on the far side of the ground. Motlop running past it. Dow now looking for Motlop, running onto it. He's an impressive live wire forward. Gives it everything, looking to skip it through, and it's just wide. It wasn't a bad effort from Motlop looking for his first of the afternoon. Instead it skids through, and it's 4-6-30. Carlton to 8-2-50 the Swans.
So Jakey Lloyd settles in his defensive goal square to bring it back in from the northern end. As Speedy mentioned, heavy rain falling in Blacktown now as Lloyd dumps it to the broadcast side. Reed can't mark. Front and square, cleverly done. Parker round the body, invites Heaney towards the ball, Endell Rowbottom, and they mixed it up, and the ball goes out of play, and we'll await a throw in. Right in front, the broadcast side here, 8-2-50 Sydney, 4-5-29 Carlton, as we enter time on in the second quarter.
Ball thrown in. Reed takes front position against Pittonet. Chera had his kick smothered. Roberts tidies up, stepped around one. Kicks into the centre square here. Nudged under it. Chincotta did well against McDonald. What a contest. Cowan yet to play a game against the big-bodied McLean, but he went after it again, Cowan. There's a lot to like about this teenager.
sensational contest from two players, and the youngster just being able to wear that heat from McLean.
Pick 30 in last year's draft. Lockie Cowan, and might just be on track for a round 1 debut.
So disputed ball in the middle. Just comes to Silvani, slick little hands, clever to Kennedy. They go forward again, the Blues. A 1-on-2 from Charlie Kerner. McCartan and Rampy there for the Swans. And they diffuse that foray forward for Carlton. And the ball out of play, 30 metres out from their goal at the northern end. 8-2-50 Sydney, 4-5-29 Carlton, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
You can go 2-on-1 against Charlie Kerner tonight, but not when Harry Mackay's out there in the same forward 50.
Exactly. You can roll off and give some support.
Motlop behind his back trying the party tricks, but Campbell took it away from him, spun away. Nice little blind turn from Braden Campbell, and gets a good penetrating kick out of defensive 50, and Pitnet's given away a free kick to McDonald.
So Logan McDonald at half-back, settling things down. Goes inboard with a little low ball, and he hits his mark in Matty Roberts.
They've been really
a few nice things.
Yeah, they've been really pleased with Matty Roberts pre-season. He's only played the one game last year and got just a little bit of exposure, but he's one who could have an impact and break in this year.
And precise with their feet, Sydney coming out of half-back as Blakey marks. Is that 50? I think it might be. And Motlop, well, it mightn't have been intentional, but it was there. So Blakey will get March 50, and he'll have a shot from about 35 out directly in front southern end.
Yeah, this is first real opportunity for Nick Blakey. He hasn't had a lot of the footy. Only the 6 disposals.
Man on the mark, standing around 35 metres from home here. Slight angle for Blakey. It's a great field kick. Honey Franklin likes leading to this guy. How can he go from the set shot here? He'll kick from about 40 metres out, drives it low into the breeze and rain, and steadies the ship for the Swans. It's now 9-2, 56 Sydney to Carlton, 4-5-29 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Good work from the Swans. That was a bit of a reprieve for them. They've been under enormous pressure from this Blues side, and just a free kick in the middle of the ground. 50 metres, and there's Nick Blakey. Gets a chance to go down. No, he's been so dangerous last year off half-back and taking the game on.
Yeah, just with their transition, Sydney, from half-back to half-forward, they sweat upon the opposition being lazy. If you give your opposition opponent 2 metres, then they'll pick him off, and they'll precise enough with their feet to work it through to Blakey on that occasion to get that opportunity. So 56 Sydney, Carlton 29 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks your Friday night footy from Blacktown. Ball elevates in the middle. Neutral ball. They pile in from everywhere. Pitnet, can he get his hands to it? Eric Handball. Heaney in the middle tries to scoop it out. Can't do so. They keep working. Rowbottom. Cleverly done. A little quick kick forward. Slippery ball. Reed stays on his feet. Can he tap it out? Wiedering coming the other way. Was clever to Hayward. Thumped in a good tackle, holding the footy. And it'll be a free kick to the Blues at half-back.
Sensational tackle.
Akers off his mark, told to play on by the umpire, and he had to turn onto his non-preferred, sets it up for Hewitt over the top, and that's 50, isn't it? Roberts slapped it away after the mark had clearly been taken. Umpire lenient on Matty Roberts. So Hewitt just tumbles it up towards centre wing here. Akers following up, goes to Fisher, gets onto his left side. He's got time to assess things, chips it just inside forward 50. Well defended by Ollie Florent. Fisher follows up, nearly lost his sacks, reveals the budgie smugglers on full display at Blacktown, and Akers gets another possession in this sequence, hooks it back inside forward 50. Up went Blakey over the top of Silvani. He kept his feet, picks up a teammate. Oh, he's squeezed the kick but couldn't guide it through. Minor score. They're 4-6-30. I gave them that total earlier. Now it's official. 4-6-30 Carlton. 9-2-56 the Swans.
Oh, good intercept. Matt Owies.
Oh, he just read it off the boot, didn't he, as Sydney tried to exit?
Exactly. That's the sort of anticipation you need from your front half or through the midfield. Just watching the ball carrier. Where is he trying to kick to here? Can I be on my toes to intercept? He was fantastic there. They get an opportunity. Bad turnover from the Swans.
Haven't called Owies' name too many times this evening. Red Z Lending Stats, Red Z Lending Loans for the self-employed.
This will be his 4th disposal of the evening.
Yeah. So a chance now to have influence on the outcome. direct approach, usually a beautiful kick, and he's hit the post. They build him up, he lets you down. So 4-7-31 now, Carlton. 9-2-56 Sydney. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
An outnumber on the wing down here, the Swans.
Blakey shaping to go to the other side, and that's where he will head. The far side here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Gives it a one-on-one contest. How good has McDonald been presenting down the line for the Swans? Takes another good contested mark ahead of Plowman.
That's great hands in those conditions.
That's his 6th mark of the evening.
Can you have a look at the 50s for me, Jude, on the Red Zeds, and let me know any 50-metre penalties there have been tonight, because both teams will want to tighten up in that area heading into round 1 that is less than a fortnight away for Carlton. Season opener against Richmond coming up for them. As another mark is taken by McDonald. Goulden, unattended to, links around the back, wants a 1-2 off Parker, who just got boot to ball. Umpire let it roll. Hewitt tidies up. Carlton take it the other way briefly. Paddy McCartan brought it down to his own advantage and hacks it forward for the Swans again. De Koning was about to take the mark, but Heaney, with a great effort, brought it to ground level for the Swans. Carlton defence under pressure. Doherty did well in the 360 to flick it out the back towards Lewis Young, who finds a teammate in Hewitt, and the mark is safely taken on the 50-metre arc defensive side for the Blues.
He's worked pretty hard, Georgie Hewitt, so far tonight. And one of Carlton's better players, and he'll release from halfback, lowers the eyes and puts a little low dart forward. And Dow now at halfback, driving ball towards half forward. Charlie elevates, can't quite take the mark, back for a second lick. Second effort was clever, in aids Motlop. McInerney puts his body and his snout over the footy, bores in. Florent, is he caught high and or in the back? You take your pick. And he earns himself a free kick at half-back for the Swans. They lead 56, Carlton a 31, and time on in the second quarter.
These greasy conditions, you've got to just, when you're tackling, you've got to keep your feet, make sure you're not sliding into the back.
Nice leap from Young, killed it over the top. Swans tidy up at ground level. Blakey just with speed, little burst, and now sets it up. Franklin against 2. Wiedering took front position in the battle of the 2 number 23s and took a steady defensive mark.
So Wiedering settles now. He draws Doherty to him, broadcast side. Still inside defensive 50 as they try to spread the defence of Sydney. Ed Curnow now turns quickly. High ball. Silvani versus McCartan. McCartan wins out. Forward handball. That man again, Goulden involved. 60 from home. Puts it into a hot spot. They'll fly. Who will keep their feet? Haywood, can he get his foot to it? No. Clever tackle there from Doherty as Carlton clear towards half forward.
Final minute of the first half. Silvani set his teammate up with a poor handball. Rowbottom from the 50-metre arc for the Swans. Sets it up top of the square. Franklin again outpointed by Wiedering. Off hands. Through for a minor score. Swans 9-4, 58. Play Carlton 4-7-31. Have I gone early again? The scoreboard's just too slick for me. 9-3, 57 it is. The Swans who lead by 26 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So Doherty from the southern end. Rain continuing to fall here at Blacktown. And De Koning, well, a very skilled mark one-on-one with Laddams in these conditions by the big man. So he marks at halfback, wants his left side, drives the ball towards centre wing. They'll fly. Paddy McCartan brings it to ground. Ball gets to the back. Down low was Hewitt, and was caught high on Jake Lloyd. And Lloyd will take Hewitt. He gets up quickly to take the free kick.
Gives it some hang time to the forward pocket. Swans have the numbers. McCartan had a fresh airy, but eventually got it across the boundary line, and the umpire says throw it in.
These sort of conditions just need good contest in the air and great representation at the front, at the forward ball. So just Carlton have been having a really good couple of moments in this second term.
So we await the throw in deep in this second quarter. Coming through was Akers, couldn't complete the mark. He was caught high. Was that Parker? It was. There's the siren to end an entertaining first half. Carlton kicked 3 goals to 2 in that second term, but it was the Swans in control at halftime. 9-3, 57 Sydney. They lead Carlton 4-7 at 31. With thanks to McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.
Triple M is your home of the Marty Sheargold Show.
Forklifts. Who doesn't love a forklift? Oh. You ever stacked one, Dad?
I haven't stacked one, no.
No. What about drop the load off the front of it?
I've had, we do big excavator buckets. I've had some of them go to the ground.
Yeah. Good chatting with you, Dan.
Thank you.
The Marty Sheargold Show. Weekdays from 6 on Melbourne's 105.1 Triple M.
Get Aussie Broadband Mobile with all SIM coverage and super speeds.
G'day, Heath Shaw here. Reminding you KFC Supercoach AFL is back. There's a whopping 50 grand up for grabs, plus plenty of weekly prizes. Are you up for the challenge? Play today.
T's and C's apply. New South Wales Auth number TP/01005.
Find the biggest brands for the littlest family members. Head to Chemist Warehouse today and save on big brand baby. Like the Panther Nappy Rash Ointment 100 gram, $9.99. Goat Kids Bamboo Wet Wipes 240 pack, only $10.99. Swispers Baby Hair and Body Wash 500 ml, $11.19. And the Essentials Baby Love Cosy Fit Nappies range, $24.99 each. Chemist Warehouse, great savings every day.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
The Man Cave, shed, garage, sports room, home office, whatever you want to call it, Robot Building Supplies has everything to renovate or build it.
Robots got it.
Metal roofing, cladding, wall panelling.
Robots got it.
Structural steel, timber, insulation.
Robots got it.
With 24-hour delivery, get it done fast with Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
Hi, Patrick Cripps here from the Carlton Blues.
And I'm Nico Hines from the Cronulla Sharks.
This season, go Ultra with Foxtel.
Don't miss the NRL,
Incredible!
Formula 1, netball,
and for the first time ever, every game of every round of AFL live in 4K Ultra HD.
AFL, NRL, F1 and netball in 4K Ultra HD, only on Foxtel.
I'd like to tell you about Bridget. She's 12, loves horses, and is fighting a brain tumour. She also has an inspirational wish. A wish you can help make come true. Bridget has wished for a gentle horse to take to Pony Club and learn to ride again.
Helping sick kids find hope is something we all have the power to do. You can help create inspirational wishes. Find out how at makeawish.org.au.
Okay, boogie boards.
Meet Maria. She's smart when it comes to packing for holidays.
It's like Tetris in there.
And smart with packing value into the 10 offset accounts that she opened with her Macquarie Bank home loan.
We are so much more organised now. We've got accounts for holidays, school fees, renos.
And with all those savings in her offset accounts, she pays less interest over the life of her loan. So while Maria sets off, her offsets keep working.
Come on, guys.
Search Macquarie Home Loans or call your broker so you too can say,
I bank with Macquarie.
Lending criteria, fees and T's and C's apply.
Tradies. Beacon Trade now works harder for you with better referral discounts and free Beacon design services for you and your clients worth up to $250. Join Beacon Trade today and discover all the benefits. T's and C's apply.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
Half-time in Blacktown, rain continuing to fall at the foot of the mountains. It's the Swans by 26 points at the main break. 9-3, 57, Carlton 4-7, 31. A quarter in which the Blues had the better of the Swans, 3 goals 5, in which they kicked to the Swans 2 goals 1. Repeating that score, Sydney 57, Carlton 31 at half-time. For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy. This is the half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and job done right the first time. I'll go to Jude Bolton, the 325 games superstar, for some Red Z lending stats to the main break, please.
Yeah, Sydney's been able to get control of the footy, and it's been on the back of Errol Goulden, who's been a star in that opening half. He's had 26 disposals, 16 of those have uncontested, and 2 goals and 6 clearances. We know he's been playing around the middle, but he's had his ability to work through that midfield and get access to the footy firsthand, and then they actually look for him as well. But Sam Docherty also has been working through the midfield. He's had 19 disposals. George Hewitt's been positive and had 17. Luke Parker's had 16 disposals. Chad Warner's been really influential as well and had 14 disposals. Chera has had 13 and Matt Kennedy has had 12. In terms of just some of the other stats, inside 50s 31 to 25. Tackling, Carlton's been a little bit more stronger in that area, but it's been the clearances. Sydney 24-15. I just think their transition snapper has been more effective from the back half. They've just looked to move the ball really quickly, the Sydney Swans. They kicked 3 goals straight from their defensive 50 alone. So their ability to use the ball. But there was a 10 to 15 minute period where Carlton got control of that second term and really put the Swans under enormous pressure. It was just on the back. They just relieved the pressure with Jesse Motlop's free kick on Nick Blakey in the middle of the ground, gave away a 50-metre penalty, and Blakey went back and kicked truly.
For their dominance through that second term, it was a 3-2 quarter, so they didn't really get bang for their buck, or they weren't all that efficient with the footy in front of goal. 3 goals 5 for the term.
Yeah, the rain did start to come down, and I guess when those sort of greasy conditions, you need to be able to execute. You fumble the ball, suddenly it gets back into scramble, and the opposition to get a chance to pick it up and take it away. So, certainly the Swans had the better conditions in that first term and were really able to capitalise with their 8 goals.
A couple of positional changes we saw throughout that half, mainly for the Swans. I'll bring Luffy in for Bob James T-Mart. A couple of concerns, Luffy, throughout the second term, mainly with Laddams and then McAndrews.
Yeah, we saw Peter Laddams. He was back into the pack, and Jack Silvani came flying through, collected him on the left side of his cheek. He did grab it straight away if you look at the replay, went down into the rooms, and the doctor said, yep, no problem, and he started the ruck in that second quarter. But the other thing is that we had was Lockie McAndrew. He was the second ruckman. Now, all of a sudden, where is he? And no one knew where he was. I had a look. He actually had his left calf strapped, and I thought, okay, maybe he's done his calf. So just at half time there, I went and asked Eamon Buchanan, the Swans assistant coach. I said, has Lockie hurt his calf? He said, no, he's got a migraine. And I was like, okay, a migraine. So he actually didn't play that second quarter due to a migraine, unless Monty's telling me some porky pies there, but he didn't play that second quarter due to a migraine.
Knowing the young little thug from Colac, there's a fair chance he is misleading you, Duffy.
Well, look,
giving you the red herring.
There's a good chance, and so they've ended up having to use Will Edwards, who he's actually a defender. He's 197, so he's not short, but Pitnet was certainly dominating in the ruck when Laddams wasn't there. So Laddams has probably played 80% of the game so far in the ruck.
And no concerns for the Blue Baggers at this stage?
No injuries at all. There's a few players that still haven't played for both sides, and I expect at half-time there may be some resting. Buddy Franklin didn't play a lot in that second quarter. He played most of the first quarter, but not much of the second quarter. He may only probably play another half a quarter, Bolts, and then all those other players that haven't played will come on in the second half.
Yeah, he missed about 14 or 15 minutes of that second term.
All right, Swans by 26 at half-time. This is the half-time break for Mitre 10 Trade. Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and job done right first time. Speedy, you're sitting beside me this evening. Choice hotels around the grounds. Wherever your reason for travelling, you'll get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct with choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it.
The other practice game underway is in the West, and the Eagles are trailing by 5 goals at the moment. It's the Adelaide Crows, 7-2-44, leading the West Coast Eagles 2-2-14 midway through the second term, and the accurate one, Darcy Fogarty. 3 marks, 3 straight goals for him, the only multiple goal kicker so far. Keys, Laird, the big Texan, and Pedler, the other goal kicker so far for the Crows.
All right, this half-time segment, Amy Clangers, don't forget, who covers Clangers on and off the field. Amy does. It's not just a warm-up for the players, it's a warm-up for the commentators too.
Triple M lead ending stats.
That's the one. Sorry, what was that?
I think I had a stroke. I think
what was that?
It wasn't great. Triple M lead ending stats.
That's the one. Lead Z lending lats. You're doing lat pull down.
Oh, that was embarrassing. I knew that was going well.
He might have played 325 games and is a total champion of the football club, ladies and gents. A couple of premierships to boot, but he can get it wrong sometimes.
It says it 100 times a night.
Yeah,
I know, exactly.
Just had a conniption.
Oh, dear. Anyway, wet conditions here at Blacktown. If you've just joined us, 26 points to the Swans, 9-3-57. Carlton, 4-7-31. Let's turn our attention to the Blues for just a moment. What other things have impressed you so far, if anything, from their side?
I've liked the run of Ollie Hollands. He's just been able to get involved in the game. He's had 8 disposals. He's looked really positive, but also the toughness Lockie Cowan. I mean, he hasn't had many touches.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he?
But just there's been moments he had a big clash with Hayden McLean and came up, just bounced back to his feet and dived on the ball and things like that. But Doherty around the ball, as well as Hewitt, has been really positive. I thought, you probably just need a bit more from some of their small forwards, the likes of Owies and Fisher in these sort of conditions. And we spoke about no Harry Mackay. Just there's that second prong forward line which they've really benefited from, being able to bring the ball to ground in these conditions and let them go to work. So I want to see some more of those guys just getting involved. Jesse Motlop, those types of players.
You mentioned Lockie Cowan, 18-year-old out of Tasmania with the mullet. He's going to be a popular figure. He was linked to both Sydney clubs. They didn't get him in the draft. Carlton nabbed him at pick 30. He looks like a ripper.
Oh, and they're the sort of, when you're a player, you turn to your recruiters during the off-season, you go, make us a better side. And that's the sort of player that could just have a huge career over the time.
And Zach Williams out with an ACL. Like-for-like replacement potential.
Exactly, and he's got his opportunity to stamp his chance on this and take that spot in the half-back line.
I love what we've seen from his intent thus far in this quarter. Half-time here at Blacktown, 9:3:57 Sydney, Carlton 4:7:31 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M, rocks footy.
That halftime break for Mitre 10 Trade for expert advice and a job done right first time.
For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's.
Triple M rocks footy.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
It's the time of year when confidence is at an all-time high.
Coach is kicking 3, 4, 5 goals of scrimmage. That stuff just drives us to be better and better.
But everyone needs a practice match first to shake off the rust.
It's on the way, I think.
No, that was a replay.
It's the first chance to see who might dominate this season.
I can sense this boy might just make a difference.
Join the Temper Mattress call team tomorrow from 4 for Melbourne and Richmond. For Ream Hot Water and McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy.
At AMP, we know wealthy feels different to everyone. It's all about what's important to you. So whatever wealthy you want, we're here to help you get there. AMP, banking, retirement, super and advice for whatever wealthy you want.
Australia, now is the best time to enjoy Aussie fresh fruit and veg.
Right now, 100% Aussie shepherd avocados are new in season and just $2.50 each.
Coles, value the Australian way.
Offer ends Tuesday.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. For 43 years, National Tiles has consistently given our customers the best value for money tiles in Australia. Here's proof. Magnificent polished Verona floor tiles. National Tiles' best value price of $39 is over 20% below the market. That's right, 20% below the market every day of the year. Yes, I personally guarantee you National Tiles has the best value for money tiles in Australia every day of the year.
Across a wide range of Audi models, take advantage of 5 years, 75,000 kilometres scheduled servicing at your preferred Audi dealer. Terms and conditions apply. Offer ends March 31, 2023. Visit audi.com.au.
Major building projects for the trade or a DIY home reno. Robot Building Supplies is the Australian-owned family-run business you can trust.
Robot's got it.
Robot's product range is vast and world-class. And when it comes to product knowledge,
Robot's got it.
Next-day delivery in Metro Melbourne.
Robot's got it.
Over 70 years experience and reliability helping Melburnians. Robot Building Supplies. Notting Hill, Sunshine, Preston, Dramana, Pakenham, Coldstream and Darnham. robotbuildingsupplies.com.au.
ROBOT Robot Building Supplies.
And we've road trip, flown, sailed, even caravan of courage around every nook and cranny of Australia.
And you've done none of the work planning or organising any of it.
Until now, because cadetparks.com.au is the easy way to get away. So easy, even a wild card like me can organise a family getaway to over 300 holiday parks around Australia.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Check it out. I just did it on the G'day Parks app now.
Hamish proof. That is easy. G'dayparks.com.au. Here's good.
The lowdown around town.
Is your bank giving you bonus rates on your savings? Get bonus interest for new and existing customers with a NAB Rewards Saver account. Search NAB Bank Accounts. Eligibility criteria applies. Consider the T's and C's and TMD.
The lowdown.
We can see so much of the world with our cars, but we can't always see what's going on with them. Like when our brake pads are worn thin, or when our tyres are wearing unevenly. With Bridgestone Tech Check, our technicians send you a 60-second video inspection that shows you what needs repairing now and what can wait, so you can go with confidence. Bridgestone Select Tyre and Auto.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Half time in a wet Blacktown. Sydney 9-3-57. They lead Carlton 4-7-31. Brad Seaborn, Britton Speed, bringing you all the action tonight alongside the 325 game superstar Jude Bolton. Troy Luff is boundary side, which is where we find him now, thanks to Bob Jane T-Marts.
Yeah, Snappy, you mentioned wet ground. I actually walked out onto the oval to feel it, and the grass is cut so fine that the water's just going straight through. There is a bit of surface water, so I expect the ball to slip on there. Players will slip. Had a look at the radar. There's not much more rain left to come. There may be a very light shower, but that should be it for the rest of the night.
Nice work, Luffy, for Bob Jane T-Marts. Bob Jane T-Marts buy 3, get 1 free. Plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online today. T's and C's apply. Jude, clearly the best player on the ground, I think, to half-time was one E. Goulden, wearing number 21 for the Swans. Had 26 and kicked 2, I'm led to believe. Would M. Voss be a little bit concerned and say, OK, assign one of his younger players to go and learn and stand beside Errol, because he's causing a lot of trouble?
Yeah, well, he's just outworked a lot of the other opposition midfielders. I think Paddy Dow at times has gone to him, but you know, he's been good around the coalface and winning his own footy, Errol Goulden, but then it's just been the spread. He's just cut them up on the spread, and the Swans have been able to just get him involved in the chain by a short little handball receive, and he's able to cut and break the line. So I mean, if you're not going to let Paddy Dow go to him, I'd throw either a George Hewitt or even Ed Curnow, someone with a little bit bigger body, just test him out a bit more, and someone with the diligence to stay with him after that initial contest. He's just been able to get too much access to the football, and even though his kicking efficiency has been a bit down tonight, he's kicking it at 47%. He's had 6 clearances, kicked 2 goals. He's taken it inside forward 55 times, so he's been super damaging.
I guess they did have their chances in that second term, kicking with the breeze, Speedy, kicking 3-5. Just a little bit of inaccuracy cost them.
And I think the approach of the two teams, you can see it with the players who are missing tonight. Paddy Cripps, Harry Mackay, rested by Michael Voss, Jack Martin, Mitch McGovern, Nick Newman, other names likely to play round 1. Whereas you look at the Sydney Swans, Callum Mills, finger injury ruled out today. Tom Papley, probably the only other one who'll play in round 1 who's not playing here tonight. And I think that's what's being reflected in the scoreboard, Jude.
And still missing Sam Walsh. You know, we know how incredible player he's been as well. And we're expecting potentially round 4, I think, for Sam Walsh. So, like this, there's a lot to like about this Carlton outfit. It's just they want to come out in this second half and just get a few things right. You don't want to be cut up. These are tough conditions. Greasy, as we mentioned with Luffy, just body line the footy, basic ball, good representation in the air, and then try and just outnumber at ground level.
All right, thanks to Beacon Trade, 9-3 to 4-7 at the long break, supporting tradies with over 120 stores nationwide, expert trade teams and exclusive trade services, a huge range of lights, fans, electrical accessories, making every tradie's job easier. Beacon Trade, let's make light work.
Could see a couple of young Swans get their opportunity in this second half as well. Lockie Rankin, the number 41, has headed out there to be involved at some stage in this second half, and he stands out as well with that shock of red hair. He's coming to the interchange bench right now, but I'd expect to see him running out at some stage. But what do the coaches want to get out of this third quarter now, do you think, Jude?
Oh, just you still want just that strong hit out. I mean, it's two quarters just to get yourself prepared for round 1, and then so we've spoken a little bit about your defensive ability to roll up and your shape in defensive transition. So that ability to put pressure on and front pressure, but then off ball run to defend as well. So you're looking at the shape around stoppages and contest work as well.
So getting all set for the second half here in Blacktown. Umpire holds the ball aloft. 9-3-57 Sydney, 4-7-31 Carlton. Here's Bretton Speed on Triple M Footy.
And it's Laddams. The bounce favoured him against De Koning, who brought it down, intended for Hewitt. That tackle slipped high on Warner, who was sliding on his backside, and gives it to Goulden, unattended again for yet another stat for Errol. Goes right up the corridor towards Buddy, who tries the spectacular soccer out of mid-air. Batted back in by Hayward. Cunningham, clever handball to Heaney. And Carlton get a little hand on it. Franklin finds Stevens, about 30 from home here. McDonald's handball missed the mark. Tidied up by Braden Campbell, the left footer, goes for goal and misses by a good 35 metres. Braden, it's out of bounds on the full.
The kids up on the hill finally got an opportunity. He put it way back. But so George Hewitt started on Errol Goulden there, but because he gave the free kick away, he had to stand the mark. And Errol Goulden, as we spoke about, he runs past that handball receive every time.
So Kennedy to clear for Carlton. The Coning, good mark. With a wet, slippery ball, the mitts were very sticky. A quick little give. So Carlton transition quickly. Tom McCartan with a good defensive fist. Ollie Florent has done well tonight off halfback. He shares the footy in front of Motlop, and they can clear through McInerney to the outer side. Runs through defensive 50. Not sure if that was the right option to Haywood, but he might get it back again as Haywood turns. Wants Heaney. Heaney on the stretch can't mark. He's got a little bit of time and space with a little man handball inboard to now Rampy to clear for the Swans.
Goes long to a one-on-one. It's Franklin against Wiedering. They've had a good battle tonight. Wiedering has won out, and his teammate helped him out there. Scooped it back up to Wiedering, who gets it back to centre wing. Free kick spotted. And Plowman gives it away. Well, the umpire's not sure who's going which way.
Well, he pointed
Carlton's way, and it is Sydney's free kick.
Haywood.
And he's just assessing things. Just defensive side of centre wing. Elects to switch it up by Tom McCartan, who will continue the switch as Braden Campbell works really hard to get the half-back flank. And now go to centre wing broadcast side and pick up Dylan Stevens, who will run all day for the Swans. Really impressive back half of last season. Looks for Franklin, who that time lost Wiedering, but the ball went across the boundary line, and Buddy's frustrating night continues, despite one spectacular goal in the first term.
Yeah, he finally shook the hard pressure, and he hasn't been able to get much separation from Wiedering, but the errant kick was a missed kick from Dylan Stevens.
Jacob Wiedering is a very good player. Ball comes back into play. Laddens, Kennedy will shark it from in front of the pack. High up and under ball will land in the midst of Dill Stevens, and he's forward of centre wing. We want that left side. Carlton are back in numbers now. They look settled defensively behind the ball. Dill Stevens will have to drop this long. He does. He sets it up for Reid. Reid gets to the front, almost completes the mark. Goes back in for a second lick. Heaney has a flying shot. Can't distribute the footy. Fisher has a go. Franklin steals it off him. Watch the handball clear. And he is caught holding the ball, Lance Franklin. And it'll come back for a Carlton free kick across half-back broadcast side.
Good tackle from George Hewitt. He just wrapped the arms up. Franklin was trying to release and get his hands over the tackling.
Triple M Harvey Norman replay being observed by Jude Bolton as Hewitt eventually takes the free kick. From half-back flank goes long towards Curnow. Off hands, it spills for Owies. Tries to wake the kick to Silvani, who had 5 metres on Paddy McCartan. Working hard inside forward 50. The Carlton forwards, and presenting just outside is Ed Curnow.
Really worked hard inside forward 50, Ed Curnow, presenting there in a hook-back lead.
Now his brother's trying to present inside forward 50, but Ed elects to switch it up to Akers, who can kick it from here, from right on the arc, into the wind, touched on the line, and a gift goal to Motlop from a metre out. Crowd got excited thinking it was Akers' goal, but I think it's Motlop's in the end. It's 5-7-37 Carlton to 9-3-57 the Swans. A rare goal to the right of screen, or right of the audio goal.
Yes, exactly. No, it was a terrific work rate, and just love seeing certainly Curnow being able to work back and then hook back to present. And once he got there, he opened the game up by just getting an inboard long, prodigious kick from Blake Akers as he went inside forward 50. It went right to the goal mouth on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay. Contest, Motlop finishes.
Yeah, I think Justin McInerney would want that defensive effort back again. Or a high ball right on the line. You've got to kill the contest, get the ball through. He wasn't able to do it, and Motlop cleaned it up for his first goal. Yes, his first goal of the evening.
Motlop and Owies involved in that play as well, and we spoke about the small forwards getting more active in this second half.
And for McDonald's and Remont Water, Triple M Rocks footy, De Conning elevates well, just distributes the ball down, but Rowbottom will shark it out of the middle. A flying kick towards half forward. Plowman, cleverly done to Hollins. Hollins wants his left side, kicks it out in the full. Is that the first mistake the young man's made tonight? And he'll give it up. Jakey Lute will take the free kick. 57 Sydney, 37 Carlton, and we have travelled 16 minutes third turn.
So Lloyd just forward of centre wing, told to play on by the umpire, waiting for numbers to flood inside forward 50. Now sets it up about 35 from home, and Koning just floats across and takes a lovely intercept mark. About 30 metres from the defensive goal for Carlton here.
They really need this boy to elevate, don't they, if they're going to claw back up the ladder to September.
Certainly capable of that. It was a heartbreaking end of the season for Carlton last time around, missing the finals just as Collingwood effectively knocked them out with that narrow win in the final round. Braden Campbell now inside the centre square, about 70 from home, gives it a ride and goes the journey. 10-3-63 the Swans. Carlton 5-7-37, one of the goals of the night from Braden Campbell. There's so many good left footers in this team.
I thought he missed his chance to play on. He marked the ball well inside the centre square, Braden Campbell, and the forward line was expecting him to roll onto that favoured left and just put it out into space. Heaney and Franklin both had position, but then once he went back, he had the composure. We know he's got a cannon of a left boot, but that was a huge kick for goal on the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
So gets it back to 26 points, Braden Campbell. 10-3, plays 5-7, a goal apiece in this third term. The rain has eased a little bit. We get set for a restart for McDonald's and Rim Hot Water. Triple M rocks your Friday night footy. Quick stats, Jude, 6 minutes into this third term.
Yep, certainly the Errol Gould still leading all comers. 28 disposals thus far. Sam Doherty 19 for the Blues.
So ball, Pitnet back in the ruck for the Blues. He'll do battle with Laddams, but it's another errant bounce. So guess what? They'll throw it up. Surprise, surprise. Ball elevates now. Laddams wins this. He hit it to 11 o'clock. Pitnet was very clever. Slick little give to Kennedy. Kennedy a high ball towards half forward. McInerney waits underneath it. Campbell, the goal kicker, came with a defensive fist. Parker will snag it. Little handball into Dow. Dow a little handball over to, that's young Hollins. Hollins can put him inside 50 now. He goes with a long ball. Blakey stands in the way, brings the ball to ground. They're under the pump here, the Sydney defence. Rampy has to let it go. Is he holding the ball? What did the umpire say? Yes, he is. So free kick Fisher, and well within his range.
This is what we're talking about, those small forwards getting active, being involved, whether it's at the ground level, putting pressure on. That's what this Carlton outfit have really benefited from in this last year or so, just being able to have these guys have such an impact.
It's a small forward sort of night, isn't it? Exactly. Only had the 5 possessions. As Zach Fisher is a very talented player. We get more of it. And he guides this really beautifully. So Carlton with their second for the quarter via Zach Fisher. And they move to 6-7-43. 20 points adrift to the Swans. They're 10-3-63 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, terrific work from the Blues. Just be able to get that in. I thought initially Kennedy didn't penetrate when he got given the handball received from the centre square clearance, and he just kicked it straight up in the air. Didn't penetrate the 50. The forwards are expecting it, but they worked and hunted forward and got that pressure inside forward 50.
He's got some stickers, Zach Fisher, including a tattoo on his left thigh saying "Kick it to Charlie" in Charlie Curnow's handwriting. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
What is going on?
They're a very close team at Carlton.
Wow.
And he didn't have to kick it to Charlie that time. He was able to kick it through himself. Yes. So back-to-back goals for the Blues at the non-scoring end tonight at Blacktown as they look to rally in the third quarter. And poor old Peter Laddams will have to visit the dentist tomorrow because he's copped another whack in the chops.
It's going to look like Rocky.
Goes up against Pitnet again here. And the Swans take it out of the centre square through McInerney. Floats a kick towards Franklin. Came over the top against Wiedering. Ball hits the deck. McDonald plays for a free kick. Oh, Roberts spun out of the tackle of Sard and might just find Hayward in the pocket. And eludes both players in the contest with Cowan for a stoppage in the forward pocket for the Swans.
Roberts has done some good things here and there in this game thus far. He's one of those players just on the fringe trying to solidify a spot in this lineup.
So ball comes back into play. Forward pocket for the Swans. They're 20 points in front of the Blues as Wiedering grabs it just hacks it high and wide, but Charlie makes it look all right. And he marks it half back. So covering some ground, Charlie Curnow. He marks alongside his defensive 50.
DeConning down the line.
Blue Baggers 20 points adrift. Middle stages third term. Long down the line, Tommy McCartan. Well, Paddy did the work on DeConning with the body and allowed Tommy to come in and take an uncontested mark on centre wing.
McCartan just lowers the eyes. Beautiful use of the footy. Finds a teammate on the chest. It's McInerney just chipping it further down the ground to McLean. He's about 60 from home on the boundary line, far side of the ground. Holland stands the mark. And McLean, only about 5 metres off that mark, just cruises around Hollands and chips it into the pocket, looking for Franklin. Over the top came Sard. Akers used the mate out the back and off
kicked
the
it straight into him.
Kicked it off his teammate, did he?
Yeah, kicked it straight into him.
He handballed it to him and ran in front of him and said, kick it into my back.
Swans thought it might have been out in the full, but after consultation between the field umpire and boundary umpire, they decided to throw it in. And almost an Amy clanger from the Blue Baggers. So the throw-in coming from just beside the behind post. Swans forward pocket. McLean in the ruck contest against Pitternet. Bouncing ball, and we'll have a repeat stoppage.
So 20 points to the Swans. They're 10-3-63. Carlton 6-7-43. And their last dress rehearsal before round one. We await a throw-in. Forward pocket for the Swans. All players in the northern end of the ground. Disputed ball, Sard pinballing around, coming hard. One way was Matty Roberts, but he's caught in a good tackle by Sard. And we'll get a ball up 30 metres out from the Swans' goal.
These repeat stoppages inside your forward 50, it means the defensive half get an opportunity to set up and structure, and Rampy and certainly McCartan have been able to just dictate where they're starting, what defensive coverage they have.
Little fumble works in Goulden's favour here, taken high, and he's about to bring up stat number 29 tonight for Red Z Lending, and he's already kicked a couple of goals as well. He's got a great shot to make it number 3 here. He'll kick from inside 50, and he's got a very deliberate approach to the left footer.
Yeah, he's really confident with these set shots. I've probably mozzed him there, but just we've shown just in his early stages of his career, just to be able to go back, calm himself, and just go through a routine. And that's what every player should have in the AFL, is just to go back and have a consistent kicking.
Slight angle, kicks from 45, makes the goal umpire work a little too much. It's a rare blemish from Errol tonight. 10-4-64, the Swans playing Carlton 6-7-43.
So 21 points to the home side as Doherty exits the northern goal square. His defensive one, driving ball, broadcast side, winning underneath it. It's clever from Honey.
And he's just come onto the ground.
Taking a good mark at half-back. He's got the runners. He'll use Owies and then gives it to Blake Acres. And not his best effort, Blake Acres, as the ex-Saint comes off the side of his boot and he kicks it into row 4.
Well, the mark might have been taken by Luffy, in fact, for Bob Jane team arts. Let's get down to Luffy. Is it a scoring end change, Luffy?
Yeah, it was a bit slippy, went straight through my fingers. That rain has actually halved the wind. It was blowing at 16 kilometres an hour ago. Now it's only down to 7, so there's really not much advantage at all.
Parker inside forward 50. Hewitt likewise under pressure. Dow trying to find a teammate with a handball. Found Chera. Doherty fumbled it to a teammate's advantage in Plowman. He might have produced some friendly fire as well. Kept it in there for the Swans. Parker top of the goal square. Sets it up. Swans have the numbers here, including the number you want. Buddy Franklin couldn't get a decisive kick away, though. It dribbles through for a harmless behind in the end. 10-5-65. The Swans playing Carlton 6-7-43 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
22 points to the Swans as Adam Chera has the footy in the goal square. He'll bring it in for the Blues. 14 minutes gone, third term. He chooses broadcast side, the western side of the ground here at Blacktown. Driving ball, slippery nut. And the players will see it over the boundary line. We'll await a throw-in. Bob J. Team Arts by 3. Get one free, plus instant cashback deals. Call or order online. T's and C's applies. Here's Luffy.
Boys, maybe Eamon Buchanan was telling us the truth, because Lockie McAndrew's back out in the field, so he's had some painkillers. The migraine is gone, and he's now into the ruck.
Rowbottom gets the clearance for the Swans. And Wiedering has been fantastic on Franklin tonight. Makes the intercept mark about 20 metres from home. This kick risky though. Just eluded Rowbottom, who thought he was in the conversation. It found Akers. Little chip inboard, not far enough for Chera to get paid the mark. So he has to go long down the line to centre wing. Charlie Curnow a little late getting there. Fisher tried to tidy up for Carlton. Spills the way of Doherty. Dow was brilliant, but then it broke free of his grasp. Going again is Akers. He's been fantastic for Carlton in this fortnight, the former Docker. And they work it forward, but Doherty's kick easily picked off by Tom McCartan.
Yeah, just picked him out, didn't he? So Swans have got the extra number back. So Lloyd. Oh, the bounce in front of Silvani did it.
Ooh.
Oh, it was a bump ball.
It's giving him the benefit of the doubt. He jumped down that like a wet blanket.
So ball held up. It'll be thrown up inside Carlton's front half. Silvani grabs out of the ruck. Quick kick forward, unsuccessful. Just getting in the way there was Paddy McCartan. He just tries to boot it clear. He gets it outside. Defensive 50. Caught in a good tackle was Chincotta. But he's held up, and we'll get another ball up at half forward for the Blues broadcast side.
Buddy Franklin having another rest, coming to the interchange bench right now as it's surged forward, and the Swans take it the other way. It's a barrel down towards a 2-on-1 contest in favour of the Blues, and the numbers win out there. Cowan was tiny again, linked up with runners, including Chincotta, and now Lockie O'Brien is getting the opportunity now. Goes wide to Ed Curnow on the far side of the ground here, and now Honey, done some nice things since being injected, goes back to Lockie O'Brien, the left footer, prefers to play on the wing. His kick was a little low, and Blakey was in the road, stopping it getting through to Charlie Curnow, who whipped through the protected zone and gave away another 50.
Yeah, a little unlucky there. I mean, the intent was good from Lockie O'Brien. It was going to hit Charlie on the chest, but Blakey read it perfectly and cut it off. So Hayward a chance now going forward. Round the body ball, gets it to full forward. Heaney takes the mark against Wiedering. Used the body well, did Isaac Heaney, and he'll have a shot from almost directly in front at the northern end.
The first real contest Wiedering's lost this evening, and it was just on the lighter body player in Heaney, but it was just able to get position on him because of how quick the transition was from the Swans.
So slick footy, fast footy is dangerous footy. Heaney now to the northern end makes no mistake. So the Swans get their second for the quarter. They're 11th for the game. They move to 11-5, 71. They lead Carlton 6-7-43 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. And don't forget, you're supporting tradies Beacon Trade. With over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon that is, making every tradie's job easier.
For Choice Hotels go around the grounds as well. The other game underway at the moment. Adelaide Crows are in the West taking on the Eagles, and the Crows lead at 8-3-51 to 3-4-22 at half-time. That's a 29-point buffer for the Crows. Darcy Fogarty, 3 goals straight, and Ben Keys, maybe a new role for him this season, 2 goals straight, and just the 7 touches for him at half-time.
Good effort from the Crows over there. I mean, they've had the practice matches against Fremantle and also West Coast Eagles, so just the opportunity for Matthew Nix and try and elevate this side.
So 28 points the diff now for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks footy. Georgie Hewitt in the middle. A little quick give out, and they go round the body. And with a low ball marking down low is Ed Curnow. About 60 from home. Into a stiff breeze. So I don't think Ed can make that distance. Ed in the big shorts. He'll set it up. They fly. They come from all angles. Campbell got in the way. Ollie Florent was there. Coming through cleverly was Honey. Was that a throw? I'm not sure. I think it was. And Ollie Florent will take the free kick and half back for the Swan.
The intent was right, though, from Honey. He was getting hard forward and getting to the front of the contest. Just a free kick against them.
Triple M Seabus super special comments from Jude Bolton as the Swans work it clear of defensive 50. Lovely kick out of there as well to find Cunningham on centre wing. Such a good ball-using team, the Swans. Took them all the way to the grand final last year, and they're hoping to go one better in 2023. They chip it down the line now to McInerney. The young man who's been so impressive since breaking into this senior side. He'll run all day for Sydney. Takes on O'Brien on the mark. Grabs a few extra metres to make it a deep entry towards McDonald. Off hands at ground level. Heaney from the improbable angle across the face of goal. Had the fans excited for a moment, but it's through for a minor score. And it's the Swans 11-6-72 to Carlton 6-7-43.
Bit of chat between Heaney and Lockie Cowan. I think they both watched it in the sky here at Blacktown as it just drifted across the face of goal, but it would have been an amazing goal from Isaac Heaney.
It wasn't far away. So Sydney by 29 points. as we approach red time, third term, 72 plays, 43. Damage done in that first term, where Sydney laid on 7 goals to 1 to set up a commanding lead for most of the evening. So Carlton to work it out from defence. A long ball, centre wing. Silvani can't inject himself into the play. Clever by Tom McCartney. Gave it straight up to Owies. Coming through cleverly was Hollands. Fought his way through. Won a contested ball. Down low. It was back to Rampy. Rampy received from Warner. Warner got round the body. A high ball. Carlton with the numbers. They'll get back. They should be able to clear here again from young Hollands.
This one headed out of bounds on the full, and Blakey ready to be the recipient of the free kick. Just the defensive side of centre wing here. Blakey taking his time, just settling things down late in the third quarter here at the Blacktown International Sports Park. Then puts everything into the kick. Right inside the boundary line. Tough one for McDonald to stick, and we'll get the boundary throw in.
McDonald's been good though tonight. He's had 7 marks from his 9 disposals on the Triple M Red Z landing stats.
And a number of them up at half back as well, covering the ground. As he gets the rhythm, finds the rhythm of his young career. So ball spins back into play. Forward 50 for the Swans. Georgie Hewitt involved again for the Blues. Hacks the ball towards Silvani. Blakey put a good spoil on. Gets it to ground. Cleverly done, Rampy. He uses Campbell. Campbell's caught in a good tackle. Holding the man, said the umpire. Well, I personally would have gone the other way with holding the ball, but Braden Campbell will take the free kick for halfback for Sydney.
Gives it some hang time down towards the 50-metre arc, and off hands it'll spill for another stoppage just outside the 50 at the Swans attacking end of the ground. For Bob Jane teammates, let's get down to Luffy.
Boys, there's still a few players that are yet to actually take the field, but Lachlan Rankin is, as you can hear the round of applause, to just run onto the field. Just a small forward, very lightly built, and you won't miss him with the bright red hair.
The number 41 on for the Swans, and the 46 in the ruck, Lachlan McAndrew, took front position. Hacked out of there by Warner. A deep entry down towards the top of the square. Reid lost his feet, but McLean kept his and protected the drop as well to take a lovely chest mark about 15 metres out from goal.
Just good positioning in the contest, wasn't it?
Yeah, he watches the ball really well on the flight of the ball, particularly inside forward 50, and he's got a strong frame, Hayden McLean, and that's why he was brought into the fray in the grand final week, and just he had some big moments in various games last year.
Kicked one at this end in the first quarter as the Swans piled on those 7 goals to 1. And this one, 30-degree angle. He'll kick from about 20 metres out. He's a good, reliable drop punt and kicks another for the Swans. It's 12-6, 78 to 6-7, 43. They lead by 35 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, the Swans.
Just getting control of the game again, the Swans. We know that second term particularly, there was a 15-minute period where Carlton really put some pressure on. The game started to open up again, as quite often practice matches do. They just everyone sort of drops a little bit of the intensity, but the Swans have been able to use their dangerous ball use, and that time it was just a strength in the contest from Hayden McLean.
So inside 5 minutes to play in this third term, 23 and a half minutes gone. Sydney by 35 points. They've kicked 3 goals to 2 in this term to take a commanding 35-point lead. 12-6 plays the 6-7. Thanks to McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks Friday night footy. Don't forget, score a quick fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce at Macca's.
I'm thinking about 80
nuggets.
I'm thinking about 80 tonight on the way home.
Well, it'll take some consuming. They go forward again, half forward. Plowman does really well, brings the ball to ground. Reid involved, gets it back to Roberts. Roberts was pushed out of play. And we'll get a throw in forward 50 for the Swans, northern end.
Errol Goulden's only had a few disposals in this third term, but he is up to 30 leading all comers.
Would you put him in cotton wool? He's important, isn't he, round one? He looms as a key man for the Swans.
Definitely.
Reid through his hands, tidied up by Chera. Got low over the footy, but his kick taken away by Stevens, who takes on Akers immediately. The boundary umpire in superb form in pre-season, right on the spot to say that ball was across the boundary line before the left boot of Stevens connected with it. Jude Bolton, you got to debate that one.
No, fantastic work from the boundary. I just love the work rate from him.
No sense of theatre at all.
No, it was fantastic, mate.
Deserves a number and a name on his back for that kind of officiating. He'll throw it in now. He gets his reward. as the Coney goes up against Reid in the ruck contest. And in the end, Reid able to win out. And there is Goulden playing for a free kick, umpire having none of it. Kick towards the boundary line. Great effort by Fisher to get there and take a sliding mark and go across the boundary line. And now come back inboard to take his kick.
So Fisher to release from halfback. Driving left football, black boots tonight, puts it up, Silvani can't take the mark, Laddams waits inboard, goes back to the numbers via hand, cleverly done, footwork was good from Warner, ran into trouble the second time after he eluded some would-be tacklers in the first occasion, but we're going to have a ball up. Just forward to centre wing for the Blues, western side of the ground, De Koning. Cleverly done. Ball pinballing around. Is that high? I think it was. And Doherty will take the free kick just forward to centre wing.
Been terrific through the midfield, Sam Doherty.
One of just 3 Blues to play every game last season. Quite remarkable when he just recovered from his cancer issue as well. Terrific effort. Great clubman Sam Doherty. Off hands here, just inside Carlton's forward 50. Again, Warner was clever. Laddams slick hands over the top. Goulden scooped it over the top. Warner followed up, brought it down here for Stevens. Akers and Warner coming together, colliding in back play. Off hands here, Reid. Right on centre wing, went to Hayward, and now the flow and the run from the Swans. 1-on-1 inside 50. Buddy Franklin got some early service, but he gave away the free kick to Plowman this time. Hasn't been Franklin's night, and Carlton take it out of D50. Risky handball. Saad, it worked out in the end for Curnow, and now Chera back to Adam Saad, and they've got a steadying mark on the far side of the ground through Hollands, who's been outstanding for a beaten team here tonight.
So Hollands delivers up the line to Owies. Owies demands Charlie comes at him, and he's found him out of sight. 60 from home. Charlie moves quickly, turns on a thrippity bit and delivers high inside. And that was a clever mark from Adams, from Laddams that is. Adams with an L. And
silent L for some.
They try to exit D50, and it's Goulden again, who's the architect off halfback. Delivers a low ball to Matty Roberts. They look slick when they're allowed to run, the Swans. Goulden again delivers to half forward. Parker's making good position for Franklin. He ignores him. He goes long with a sliding ball, and it'll bounce end on end and elude Sam Reid and go out of play in the forward pocket for the Swans' northern end. 12-6, 78 Sydney, 6-7-43 the Blues on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
So just beside the behind post, the boundary umpire will throw it in. Swans attacking into the ground. De Koning took front position, slipped through his hands. Chincotta's done some nice things tonight. Found Cowan, and Chera gets it out of D50 for Carlton. Big up and under. Curnow outpoints Laddams that time. Looks to play on quickly. Doesn't have a whole lot to go to. Chips it wide. A 25-metre pass to Silvani. Hits him on the chest. Right in front of our broadcast commentary position here at Blacktown International Sports Park. It's still the Swans by 35 points. Scoring's dried up a little in recent times on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard as we approach three-quarter time. Fisher hangs it up, goes to a 2-on-1. Laddams favoured by the kick. Curnow broke even, brought it to ground level, goes after it again, does Charlie. Slung to the ground, look out AC joint. I think he's okay, is he, Charlie? But it's an awkward-looking tackle. Every Carlton fan holds their breath at the moment, and Curnow back to his feet, he's okay.
Just like the way Laddams has got back to support the defence the last couple of entries for Carlton. He's been able to just have an impact in the air and just been able to bring that to ground. But strong tackle from Braden Campbell on Charlie Curnow.
So Campbell off halfback. That precise left shoe drives it towards centre wing. Sard front and square. Back to Wiedering by hand. He goes round the body towards the boundary line. And it's too far and out on the full. It'll be a Swans free kick. Just backward to centre wing. Western side, they leave 12-6. Carlton 6-7 in the shadows of three-quarter time.
1 minute and 14 seconds on the clock here as Campbell takes his free kick and just chips it down the line to Dylan Stevens. On the broadcast side, got some great runners, got some fantastic ball users as well. The Sydney Swans play the Gold Coast Suns away in round one on the Saturday night. The Suns will be here tomorrow, midday start against the Giants at this venue, so John Longmire might just camp overnight and take in that action.
He definitely will. They'll have the whole coaching staff out. It's just a great chance to see the upcoming opposition live and get to see the matchups and any different positions that a player might be playing. So it'll be a big red-hot game that first round.
35 points. Swans in control at this stage. So Stevens front and square. Just a hacking ball forward. And it'll be marked down low by Chincotta in front of Reid. So well positioned his body in front of Sam Reid. He'll repel for just a moment. A long ball straight up the line to centre wing.
Yeah, a little adjustment on the pronunciation between week 1 and week 2 of pre-season. Chincotta, as alerted to by the Carlton Football Club, is the correct pronunciation. Silvani here, half-forward flank, looking into the pocket, and McInerney did well in a one-on-one contest deep for the Swans to get it across the line against Owies.
Really good transition, though, from the Blues. Just been able to work that down. They looked up, assessed each option. It was Silvani looking inside forward 50 to Owies, but as you mentioned, McInerney just getting across to support.
Triple M Seabus Super special comments from Jude Bolton. Seabus Super making hard work pay off. Nice little routine from Carlton, but Kennedy couldn't take the ruck work from Silvani, and a little fumble or two in there makes it a secondary stoppage.
So that meant again Goulden, the last to get up. All but done here in the third term. As Carlton in deep in attack as Kennedy tries to escape. Not going to do so because the clutches of Rampy were wrapped all around him. And three-quarter time in Blacktown as the Swans by 35 points. 12-6-78. They lead Carlton 6-7-43 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks Friday night footy.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For McDonald's,
Triple M rocks footy.
score a quick-fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets and Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's.
Marty Sheargold and our vault has now gone off 4 times this year.
My Photoshop streams are coming true!
Thank you so much.
You've won 10 grand!
The big question now is, will you join the list of winners? Just put these numbers in the right order.
5, 9, 7, 6.
And you could be 10 grand richer. Triple M's $10,000 vault, 7:30 Monday morning, only on Triple M's Marty Sheargold show.
Introducing smart devices to your home can sometimes feel overwhelming and confusing. But with Optus and their O team of experts, navigating smart tech is easy. Whether you want to feel more secure, be more productive, or enjoy more entertainment, the O team makes your everyday easier. Transform your home with the Optus O team today. O team installation services are currently available in select Sydney and Melbourne metro locations only. Online O team support services require a monthly subscription. All devices and features require Wi-Fi and compatible smart devices sold separately. Get a read on all the AFL action, team news and match highlights. Get a read on everything footy. Get a read on today with the Herald Sun and subscribe for less than you think. Hurry, search Herald Sun offer today.
It's back and better than ever. The Flemington Racing Spectacular kicks off this Saturday, March 4, with Australian Guineas Day. Be trackside to experience the country's best 3-year-olds take centre stage in the $1 million Group 1 Australian Guineas. There's entertainment galore at Flemington Fairground with Melbourne's finest food and drinks, carnival rides and more. Australian Guineas Day. Tickets from $25, kids free. Buy now at Ticketmaster.
If you're struggling to put food on the table for you or your family, help is only a click away at Food Bank. Everyone should have access to good quality food regardless of their situation. So if circumstances have left you or your family hungry, we're here to help. Just visit foodbank.org.au and click Find Food. You'll get access to grocery relief, meals and more. If you're struggling to make ends meet, we can help it all click into place. Visit foodbank.org.au now.
At ComSec, we believe everyone should be able to invest in their future. And to help you get started, ComSec will give you $0 brokerage on your first 10 trades for a limited time. It's just another reason why 2.5 million Australians choose us to grow their wealth. ComSec, where Australia invests. Visit comsec.com.au/offer. Consider the terms and conditions and other fees and charges at comsec.com.au before making a decision.
Get the family excited for School Holiday U. Whatif.com has accommodation, flights, packages, activities, even car hire. Plus, heaps of hotels are fully refundable. Booking cancellation windows apply. Book now on the What If app. What if? It's Aussie for travel.
Shell is giving you and 3 friends the chance to win one unbeatable sporting experience. You could be on your way to the Shell V-Power Racing Team Experience at Bathurst, the 2023 Toyota AFL Grand Final, Queensland Maroons versus New South Wales men and women, or the World Supercross Championship, with a 20 grand flight centre voucher and a $1,000 fuel card to get you there. Purchase 30 litres or more of Shell fuel, keep your receipt, and enter at shell.com.au/unbeatable. T's and C's apply. AFL code GFAFL 23/07.
Shut up! The footy's on Triple M!
Triple M rocks footy.
This quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
Pre-season continues in Blacktown, and it's three-quarter time with the Swans hosting Carlton with a lead of 35 points. 12-6, 78 Sydney. They lead Carlton 6-7, 43. Brenton Speed, Brad Seymour with you alongside this man, Jude Bolton.
Yeah, number one ranked player on the ground at three-quarter time. Errol Goulden, as we spoke about throughout the game. He's been prolific. They just continue to give him the ball. He's had 34 disposals, kicked 2 goals. He's had 7 clearances himself. But it's just ability to get the hands on the footy and run past for a handball receive. And that's where he's really cut this Carlton side up. And just look around inside 50s, plus 14 the Swans, plus 10 in clearances, and they've kicked 5 goals to 2 from stoppages.
Inside 50s, Jude, where's the ball sort of been camped the most?
Sydney's, plus 14 as I mentioned for inside 50s. Sydney leading that space, but kicked 12 goals, 6 from their entries as well.
All right, Choice Hotels around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you get the lowest price guaranteed when you book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it.
Thank you, Bradley. Around the grounds, West Coast Eagles, well, they're being humiliated at home at the moment by the Adelaide Crows. It's 12-3-75 Adelaide, playing 3-5-23 the West Coast Eagles, and 3 goals straight for Keys, matching what Fogarty has done as well. Rory Laird, 19 disposals to lead all comers, and 2 goals straight for him as well for Supercoach fans.
Nice. Bob Jane T. March, the Barley Gecko's own Troy Luff.
Yes, I'll be back in June for the Masters. You can come and join me, Snapper, if you like. You're still looking pretty fit.
No, thanks.
Now, a bit of a light shower just went past during that break, but I reckon that's the end of the rain. The Swans, they've used all 26 players in the match. The last 2, Sheldrick just came on the last minute of that quarter. Durden, Carroll and Binns still yet to take the field for the Blues. They've been warming up since 6 o'clock, so that's about 3.5 hours of warm-up. They should be ready to go by now.
How many times did you get to Bali in the off-season, Luffy?
I've been 3 times since June. So.
What draws one to Bali so often, Luffy, just as an off-the-cuff question?
Honestly, it's a lifestyle. It's just so laid back, so relaxed. Obviously, it's very cheap as well. Like, compared to Australia, you can go and have a meal with a drink for $4. And the beach, it's a lifestyle, and there's just so much to see.
All right, Luffy, thanks to T-March helping Bali tourism on Triple M Footy. Listeners.
And the umpire balls it up here at the start of the 4th quarter, which will please Snapper. And the advantage is paid here to Dockett. He goes on to his non-preferred. It's a left foot entry just inside the arc, and there's a bit of holding going on. The umpire right on top of it in the free kick going the way of Fisher. I don't think he can stand the mark there. Paddy McCartan tried to stand it on the 50-metre arc. Instead, it's Lloyd behind him who stands at about 45 from home. And this has been the scoring end, the northern end at Blacktown International Sports Park throughout the evening. So he can kick it from here. Fisher from just outside 50 trying to bend it back on a Buddy Franklin-like arc. And the goal umpire says it never crossed the line. Latham saw to that. Rushed through for a minor score. 6-8-44 Carlton. Trail by 34 points on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
We saw the light breeze just to affect there. It just started to swing towards the goal, but Latham's got back to support really well.
So Campbell to bring it in from fullback. Little low dart to Parker, and then sort of a more weighted one to Dill Stevens. So worked it about 70 out from his defensive goal. Stevens with the footy now, outer side of the ground. Sydney by 34 points. He blasts the footy long towards centre wing. Franklin can't mark. Was he pushed? I think he might have been. He'll take a free kick centre wing outer.
Triple M Red Z lending stats. Number disposal for Buddy, Jude.
This will be his 8th disposal, Speedy.
Gave the handball away to Rampier, who went back to Stevens. Big up and under as he was under pressure. Puts it inside forward 50 for the Swans. Up went Sheldrick to make a contest. playing rare minutes tonight. Was he caught there? Honey, he lays the follow-up tackle. Umpire let it roll. And in the end, umpire Nathan Williamson says, give it to me.
I'm impressed with the Swans' second efforts, their ability to get after the contest, number after number, taking their turn. Disputed ball half forward. Again, they work Doherty working fiercely against Parker. Spills out to Georgie Hewitt. Him in turn to Blake Acres. Able to get his right foot to the footy. High up and under ball. Gets it to centre wing. Rampy, as he's so often done, mops up. Wants that left side with a little chipping ball. Shows too much of it to Doherty. Got a fist in. Rowbottom front and square. Blast Sydney forward. It's a 3-on-1. Cleverly done over the top. That was Sam Durden. And diffuses that forward thrust for the Swans. And we'll get a throw in. 12-6-78 Sydney. 6-8-44 Carlton. Early exchanges. Final term.
Yeah, Sammy Durden, the former Kangaroo, picked up in last year's mid-season draft by the Blues. Played just one senior game for Carlton so far. Pitnet against Reid. It breaks the way of Doherty. Sard had to take evasive action before another friendly fire kick up the backside. It's alive here for Ed Curnow. Socketed it clear of the contest. Cunningham dragged off the footy. Umpire lets it roll. And a one-on-one contest down the line. Silvani lost possession, but it might work out. He follows up with a soccer effort. Good foot race. Braden Campbell against Zach Fisher. Clever teamwork. Cuddled it behind for Charlie Curnow on the left. Oh! The goal umpire has had his hat knocked off. He's lost it clean. He has been falconed by Charlie Curnow in a highlight you will see for years to come.
The crowd erupted too. He only could just signal the behind.
It is an all-time falcon, isn't it?
It was an all-time falcon.
33 points the diff. On the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, Jackie Lloyd to bring it back in from the northern end. He wants Reid. Sam Reid doesn't let him down and takes a fine contested mark at halfback.
Give us a Triple M Harvey Norman replay sum up of what the goal umpire was doing. Rushing across, so earnest.
He was getting in the best position to watch it right in until it took his head off.
In the meantime, 50-metre penalty going the way of the Swans. Buddy might get another one top of the square. Umpire turns a blind eye to that, but a lovely entry. And it's Logan McDonald, who did a lot of the heavy lifting early on, being a target down the line, now has the set shot opportunity.
Yeah, this will be his first real opportunity on goal, but as you said, he's just been his work rate. He's been inside forward 50, trying to block and present as well, and he's pushed up the ground at times, having to search for these. That was his 8th mark.
Set for a big year, you sense. After missing out on grand final day, dropped for that occasion. McLean and Reid both preferred to the youngster from the West. High draft pick in years gone by. Drives it low into this breeze, but it's through for a minor score. 12-7-79 the Swans playing Carlton 6-9-45 right now.
Well, some of his best games were probably when Franklin was out or just a lesser light at different stages. So he's just going to find his feet, Logan McDonald. We know how long key forwards take, but he's already shown plenty early in his career.
Early minutes, final term. Sydney by 34. It's Durden will clear for the Blues. Long ball.
Great grab.
Charlie again. He's looked dangerous all night when he's had the opportunity. Driving ball, low ball towards half forward. If it sets, it does. Campbell, and he put on a good tackle. The pressure comes. It's Goulden down low and just did enough to get the ball over the boundary line as a little bit of push and shove. McInerney took exception to Georgie Hewitt laying a hand on the superstar Errol Goulden.
Boundary umpire got told to throw it in and cut out the chaos. Here's Ollie Hollins diving on the footy. So too did Errol Goulden, though. Put the clamps on immediately, and we'll get a secondary stoppage here. Umpire balls it up immediately. Over the top came Laddams. Great execution. The clearance executed by the Swans. Goulden took it away. Good tackle laid by Edwards. Cunningham had nowhere to go. Chincotta got to him. Buddy with the flights with bravery. Clever little hand in. Came from Durden, who's a good size, good height to go with Buddy at the moment. Now McInerney holds on. And now looks for a teammate. Buddy Franklin. He'll get a free kick here for front on contact. Lovely kick to his advantage. And he'll take the set shot from about 25.
Terrific work, Justin McInerney, to cause that.
Well, it was on the back of a grasped handball from Sard. You've got your eyes up, you're looking out, and then you just grasp a handball, and here we go for Franklin.
Comes around the corner and bends home his second goal of the evening. Buddy Franklin ready for round 1 for the Swans. It's 13-7-85 to 6-9-45, an even 40-point margin in favour of the Swans on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, here we see on the Harvey Norman replay just the contact as he goes back, and just Franklin was so experienced, just knew he could wear some contact from his opponent, and then just rolls around on the left in the Triple M Harvey Norman replay.
And Triple M Seabar Super Special comments. Stu Bolton with us this evening. 325 in red and white. This man played 155 in red and white. For Bob Jane T-Marts, here's Luffy.
Yeah, boys, we're going to see a few players call it quits for the night. I just watched Isaac Keane. He actually walked into the rooms carrying his footy boots, but he's all smiles. He's been done for the day. And for the Blues, there's still two players, Carroll and Binns, that are yet to take the field. Durden's finally taken the field for the first time tonight.
All right, 13-7 plays a 6-9 for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M at Rocks footy. Don't forget the 40 McNugget deal too. Speeding like a little bit of that on his way home this evening. Disputed ball at half forward for the Blues. Good tackle came from Lockie Rankin. It's a fiery little unit.
Just watching Kerno get after that huge contest inside forward 50. Came down heavily. Good to see him back on his feet.
Hewitt was holding on to Rowbottom a little too early and gave away the free kick inside defensive 50. Handball given to Blakey, penetrating kick. And found a teammate. Quick hands now to Roberts. Good ball use, but in the end, his kick is chopped off by Lewis Young in front of Hayden McLean. A disappointing end to a lovely flowing transition kind of footy from the Swans.
Just a little scan of the head. He had Will Hayward running out back in, unaccounted for.
Oh, Charlie Curnow played it cleverly, but it goes out of bounds, unfortunately, for the Blues fans who've come to watch Charlie in action here tonight.
He's worked hard, Charlie.
Yes.
He's worked up the ground. How many marks has he taken?
He's taken 6 marks. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 of his 14 disposals. He's been searching up the ground. Really good representation in the air.
Home side by 40. Pitnett did really well. Got it out the back to Kennedy. Kennedy, a long ball. It'll skid towards goal. Running. And Paddy McCartan will defuse that. We'll see it through for a minor score. 39 points. The diff now. Sydney in control, middle stages of final term. Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard. 13-7 plays a 6-10.
It's an easy exit from Paddy McCartan, just chipping one over the top to McInerney as the speed comes out of the game now. Just inside D50, he strolls through that arc and kicks poorly down the line, out of bounds on the full, looking for Warner. So free kick has been taken here, and we do see the arrival of Jack Carroll, who's waited until now to get an opportunity tonight. Left foot kick, steers it inside forward 50. Now Tom McCartan took out the legs of an opponent there. Umpire saw nothing untoward, so it rolls for Rowbottom. He's gone. Great tackle laid by De Koning and is rewarded belatedly as the whistle came, and he gives it immediately to Doherty. Has got room to move, sets it up top of the goal square. Now the jumpers rise. In front, Paddy McCartan paid the mark eventually, is he? Yes.
I think Salvani had a fair bit of that too. He'd be pretty happy with that outcome. Paddy McCartan, slick little give to Rampy. They've done this all night, the Swans, looking to use their hands, slick little hands and precise feet coming out of defence. This, not on this occasion. Backed up, ball inside, looking for Silvani. Can't complete the mark. And Campbell infringed. He's not happy, but Silvani will take the free kick hard against the boundary side, 35 out from goal.
Yeah, just on that handball receive, you'd know Stuart Dew and the Gold Coast Suns would be sitting here preparing, going, how can we contend against this Swans outfit, or willing to just get past, get that handball receive, because they've been able to cut the Blues up and break the lines.
So I guess clearly the plan is to get slick ball movement from half-back or from defence out quickly.
And use their strengths. Use their strengths. They're a really good ball use side, but bring them into the play. Bring that teammate into play.
So Silvani, he'll fire at goal. He set it out not far enough, and it'll miss near side, a minor score. So back to 38 points. The diff, the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, as we wind down proceedings here in Blacktown.
Blakey on kick-in duty. Runs his measure and goes long. As long as he can. Oh, the big ride came early, but Doherty played it cleverly. He let Warner take off with nothing underneath him. And now Carlton through the middle, through Plowman. Coughs it up to Errol Goulden. You do not want to do that, young Edwards. Busted through the tackler's side to find Rowbottom. Clever kick to Rankin. He's got his support club here tonight. Nice half volley from Rankin. but coughed it up in the end, and Carlton taking it the other way. Through Akers. Targeted as the true wingman by Carlton recruiters. How's he done tonight, Jude?
He's had 18 disposals, Speedy.
So Rankin back involved and turn it over in the middle of the ground, the Blues, and they can run and go forward through Matty Roberts. Wants that left side. Can he get the footy over the back? He can. A slick little handball to Luke Parker, and Parker will amble in and put a nail in the coffin of this one. 44 points to the good of the Swans. They're 13-7-85. They lead Carlton 6-11-47 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
You can just see that slick ball movement from the Swans. They had put pressure on. They turned it over a couple of times. And it was Matty Roberts coming through the middle. And we said the Swans have been really pleased with his efforts. But just that Lewis Young, he had the chance to get a double fist or get his hands on the ball and just wasn't able to affect the strong spoil. And then the Swans just jumped all over it through Luke Parker.
Another goal assist for Errol Goulden, who accepted the mess provided by Lewis Young. The groan early from Jude Bolton, and then the Triple M C-Bus Super Special comments to sum it all up on how it all went wrong for Carlton defensively on that occasion. Now it's the Swans by a big margin now, 44 points in their favour on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, and they're going forward again here, row bottom. Nudged under the footy was Goulden by Chincotta, played it cleverly, the youngster. It breaks for Chera, tumbles his kick, made it really awkward for Lockie O'Brien, used his soccer skills to trap the footy, and now tries to bust through the tackle of Blakey. Did well enough, got it on the outside to Cowan, spins through traffic. Another eye-catching moment for the youngster, surely set to make a debut very early in the campaign, as Carlton get it inside forward 50 again, off hands of De Koning. Motlop springs into action, takes the shot from the boundary line and does not register a score.
And be disappointed with that.
Yeah, definitely Lockie Cowan's shown enough to warrant a berth in the first round and secure that spot. Possession's 9/10 of the law as well. Once you're in there and you get a chance to create that spot for yourself.
So we approach the 15-minute mark of the final term. 44 points to the good of the Swans. They go wide and McDonald can't mark. Parker was clever. Where's it going to go? Coming back. It's going to Cowan. Is it for Carlton? There he is again. Every time he's sort of been involved in it, whether it's been a contested ball or clean ball use, he's certainly shown a bit. He drives this into the forward pocket. Silvani can't mark, ball out of play, and we'll wait a throw in. 14-7 Sydney, 6-11 Carlton, Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
All you're looking for youngsters is just they don't look overawed by the situation. You know, playing against good opposition and you get a chance to have a match-up, but you look comfortable at the level, and that's what he's done, Lockie Cowan.
Living the dream, a mad Blues fan growing up in Tassie as well. As McInerney just fumbled, went back to Parker, who's playing in defensive 50 at the moment. Found Roberts, who's really grown into the game in the last quarter or so. Off hands, Young following up, left it behind for Edwards. Chera took it out of there in the end with good skills. Went back to Kennedy, back inside forward 50 for Carlton. On the lead, Silvani was being held onto, and he'll have a set shot from directly in front, about 35 metres out.
Yeah, Dane Rampy's sort of a bit filthy with himself that he's given away a free kick. He was on the lead, he was trying to reach around and affect the spoil on Jack Silvani, but he was out in front, he used his body. Now he goes back and has a shed shot directly in front.
Asked to do a lot of ruck work last season. Hopes to be the third wheel to Curnow and Mackay throughout the upcoming season. Jack Silvani looking for his first of the day, and Carlton's number one kicks truly for a consolation goal here. 7 goals, 11.53 Carlton. Trail Sydney 14-7-91 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
Yeah, here's the contest between Silvani and Rampy, and they just look for the visual cues. There was the wrap around the hips from Rampy. Just grabbed his left hip, and you can see his head went straight into the hands. Dane Rampy couldn't believe that he was given a free kick against him, but really good set shot for goal from Jack Silvani.
So Jack Silvani gets his first for the evening. Carlton have 7-11-53. Sydney 14-7-91. Bob Jane T. Mart's Luffy.
Yeah, boys, I think Buddy Franklin's done for the night. He's sitting there with his legs crossed, arms crossed. I think he's finished. And just having a look at the at Sam Doherty at the moment. The doctors and physios are both over there talking to him now. I'll go and check out what they're checking on him about.
For McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks your footy. So Carlton go forward again. Half forward ball. Parker getting back. And Georgie Hewitt put him in a good tackle. Rowbottom, well, he has to go backwards to go forwards to Matty Roberts. It's a high up and under ball, but Kennedy takes a fine mark. So Kennedy in the middle of the ground. He'll go forward again, the Blues, and he puts it under the chest of Silvani. And he'll go back and have a chance for his second 35 out directly in front.
Terrific kick. It just covered the ground really quickly. Didn't have too much trajectory, but it just covered the guys who were coming back and sliding back in defence for Sydney. And Jack Silvani, another strong lead out in front.
On Triple M super special comments. Jude Bolton with us this evening. 325 and 2 premierships in red and white. This man, Jack Silvani, fires and he's pushed it. Just had a bit of a cut on it, didn't it? When he took the one wood out. 37 points to the good of the Swans. They're 14-7. Carlton are 7-12, and that all happening in the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard.
If selected, he'll play his 100th game in round 1. Jack Silvani against Richmond, less than 2 weeks away. You'll hear it all on Triple M footy, of course. Up they go. 2 Swans against 1 Blue. Rankin's kick was smothered on the follow-up. Fisher in tight, stepped around one cleverly. That was McInerney, who takes his leave afterwards, straight to the interchange bench. They go after it again. Bouncing ball, slippery conditions here in Blacktown now. A really awkward sequence of footy here, and the umpire should say, give it to me, and we'll try and sort it out that way. Centre wing right in front of our broadcast position here for Ream Hot Water. Hope you're enjoying the action. Carlton on the road to take on the Swans here at Blacktown International Sports Park. Rowbottom tried to bust through a tackle, put his head over the footy, rewarded with a free kick. The Swans take the advantage. Goulden works a 1-2 to pad his stats. He's broken through the 40 barrier, hasn't he, Jude?
That was his 40th, yes.
He's found Chad Warner. Half forward flank, sets it up, and 2-on-1. Carlton, top of the square, able to fist it across the boundary line for the stoppage.
Went to the smallest man on the ground, Angus Shorbrick. Luffy, Bob Jane T-Marts.
Boys, it was actually Paddy Dow that's been checked out by the doctor. He was sitting next to Doherty. He had the doctor, he had the 2 physios, and even one of the players has gone up to him to check if he's all right. I wouldn't be surprised if it was actually a knock to the head or high up on the shoulder area, because he actually looks like he's not well. Not injured, but just doesn't look well.
Doesn't look well. That's what I think when I look at you, Luffy. But anyway, 14-7-91 to 7-12-54. As we count down the final minutes to this one in Blacktown. Ball spins back into play. 37 points to the good of the home side. Disputed ball. Parker tries to bash through. He can't. Durden can with a long searching ball to the outer side.
O'Brien leads the foot race against Rampy. Sat nicely for Lockie. Sends Carlton the right way, but the bouncing ball did no favours to Silvani. Campbell just eased in behind and tidied up for the Swans. Sends that back to half-forward flank. 2-on-1 contest here. Young couldn't complete the juggled mark. Puts Cowan under pressure. Tries to weave his way through. Awkward-looking tackle as Sheldrick took him down. And that tackle lingered a little too long, according to the umpire. Free kick paid to the youngster.
So they'll share it across half-back. Honey has it now. Looking inboard to Doherty. Good kick to use the outside of the boot, and he wants a runner, and he's got it inside. Haven't seen enough for that from Adam Sard so far this evening. Doherty involved again to Plowman. He'll get it back, will Sam Doherty. So often the architect off half-back and delivers beautifully to Motlop centre wing.
Takes his time, doesn't have a whole lot to go to. Waits for Hewitt to make room for a little 20-metre pass. Wider still, out towards the boundary line here on centre wing. He just chips it towards the 50-metre arc. Swans have the numbers. Tom McCartan thumped it down to ground level. Motlop's done some nice things. He's an exciting player. Motlop almost caught with it. Just got the handball away in time. Awkward coming together to Koning. Is he in trouble? Free kick paid to the Swans. Has he got something to worry about so far as round 1 is concerned with that contest? Jude Bolton, your early thoughts?
No, Parker gets to his feet now. It was a good, strong contest. Parker was lower, so it sort of caught him on the de Koning's hip, but it was just the way the contact that both of them came in heavy together.
Might be lucky that Luke Parker's as tough as an old boot.
Cement head. Triple M Harvey Norman replays will be interesting a little later on as we return to the live action. Ollie Hollands has it.
Kick off the season at Harvey Norman. So they try to set up again off half-back the Blues. Ollie Hollands just delivers to Kennedy. He'll get it back. The old 1-2. Driving ball through the middle of the ground towards half forward. They fly. Tom McCartan brings it to ground. Fisher's been prevalent. Was that a throw? Yeah, I think it was.
A bit here.
And it'll be a free kick. Young Lockie Rankin getting involved. Little lateral ball. Was it 50, is it?
50, moved off the mark.
So
Zach Fisher.
Fisher's walked. Just by chance, how many 50s has Carlton given away this evening?
Let's have a look.
Is it 3?
It is 4 this evening.
That hurts. That hurts.
They've been in important areas too.
Yeah, it's cost them goals. And that one to Blakey kick is just as they got it back to about 4 or 5 goals. So they'll charge forward again via Matty Roberts, the Swans. Long ball inside forward 50. Getting back, looking for an exit is Young. He's got some help and they'll clear to the outer side.
It's caught as Carroll tried to get the kick away, but Cunningham, at this stage of the game, the veteran hunted him down. And he'll take the free kick about 60 from home for the Swans.
This will be his 11th disposal. We know he kicked the 2 goals. He's just been able to freewheel a bit more, Harry Cunningham, not so much a direct roll.
Goes towards that goal square. DeConing got first hands to it. Now it's a scrap. And Edwards over the top, brought it down. And out of nowhere, the snapshot at goal goes right across the face, out of bounds on the full. It came from Sheldrick.
He's a young, industrious mid, Angus Sheldrick. He's going to try and break into this side. We know how strong the midfield is for the Sydney Swans, but just got to get your moments where you get a chance to have an impact, come on the end of a quarter.
So 23 gone, final term. Carlton will exit to the outer side to Jack Silvani. He's got Chincotta pushing up lateral. He gives it to him and he shares it with Doherty. He can get it back. That's what we want to see. Run and gun. Draw the player. Get it back. Chincotta, well done.
Get it again.
Errant handball, but his 4th possession in that chain. Drives the ball forward. Rankin down low. Was he caught high? He was by Fisher. A little bit lazy in that tackle. And he drew
a little bit of
Ginnivan
about it.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, there was, Speedy. So Sydney settle here. Goulden for possession number 41, 42. And he delivers wide to Ollie Florent, who's been good off half-back again. Settled there last year. And they share it now. Paddy McCartan has it. Still inside their defensive 50, Sydney, but well in control. They're 14-7-91. Carlton, 7-12-54.
Nice kick out of defensive 50 from Paddy McCartan on a searching lead. Logan McDonald, not many defenders would be able to go with this guy.
He's got a great engine. His ability to work and just find certain gaps at various stages. And as we said, he's going to work in around Lance Franklin, who quite often draws the footy, things like that. So he's coming into his own.
His ball use outstanding. Found Parker, who takes on 1 and 2 and sets it up over the top. Late climb from Hayward, capable of bringing that mark down, but spilt at the ground level. Cunningham back to Goulden. No one is near Errol. Tumbles it through and says, "Thank you very much. I have had the biggest night out of my career. I'm set for round 1. 43 disposals and 3 goals won for Errol Goulden."
Well, his best in the home and away is 33 disposals and 3 goals won. So what a return. And the last hit out, it's his first real chance to play midfield in this pre-season, and hasn't he just stamped his own to say, you know what, put some work into me, and there's, you can't just contend and say I'm going to put some effort into Chad Warner and the likes. He's put a real stamp on this midfield.
So 2.5 to go at Blacktown as Goulden, as mentioned, gets his 3rd for the evening. He's been prolific. 97 plays, 54 on the Triple M Beacon Trade scoreboard, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services, and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
And missing from the grand final side tonight, Fox, Papley, Mills, Clark and Hickey. So not too many. A lot of their grand final side has been in action tonight, but it's going to be a new role for Errol Goulden, and it's been on full display tonight. And as you said earlier, Jude, Stewie Dew's got to go to work to try and work out a way to curtail him in round 1.
Well, I'd be almost thinking, okay, how can someone like a Took Miller work both ways on him? You need to be able to have that gut running and someone who's actually going to try and make him defend as well.
Chincotta finds Hollins, who breaks through a tackle, and Carlton go forward here. Set up nicely by Hollins, but great body work. Blakey paid the mark, 35 from home, and the defensive end of the ground for the Swans.
Moustache is developing nicely for Nick as he uses McInerney on the way out. Nolly Forret. They're controlling things now. And half back for the Swans. Broadcast side. 15-7 plays 7-12. Long ball up the line. It'll just pass centre wing, but cutting it off will be Durden, and he'll repel for the Blues.
Sends it back from whence it came. Up they go. De Koning brought it down. Fisher looking to capitalise. Handball just missed the mark. Silvani stuck to the task though. Then he coughed it up to Florent under enormous pressure. Top of the goal square here. Carlton looking for a late goal. Roberts tries to steady. Chips the kick out to Stevens. A little bit of class about that with the outside of the left.
Showed a bit of composure, particularly under heat. Carlton was really pressing hard there.
So Stevens, he's hemmed in, so he's got to go to Blakey. Blakey's versatility made it look okay. He'll drop a little low dart onto the chest of Sheldrick. Sheldrick turns quickly on that left side, and that man again, McDonald, pushing up towards half-back as the outlet man. Driving ball. Demands Warner come at him. He does. Can Sard keep it in? No, he can't. The ball's there for Durden to grab. That's holding the foot. He just dropped it. Yes, it is. And Rampy will take the free kick about 65 out from goal. Luffy for Bob Jane T-Marts.
Just a couple of quick ones, boys. Mitch McGovern, he should be back for round 1 for the Blues. Sam Walsh is about round 3. Mills, Papley should be for round 1. Hickey's probably about 3 weeks away.
Final seconds here in Blacktown. Up they go, just inside forward 50 for the Swans. Sheldrick threw it over the top to the voice of Cunningham. In amongst 4 Blues. Just got a kick that dribbled along the ground about 5 metres, and we'll get a stoppage here with the siren about to sound at the Blacktown International Sports Park with the Swans right on top, leading by 43 points.
Pitnett just drops it down. There it is. Pre-season done and dusted for Carlton and Sydney. And it was the Swans by 43 points, 15-7-97. They defeat Carlton at 7-12-54. I don't think we'll take in the song in the pre-season. We'll get straight to our preview for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water Triple M Rocks footy. Don't forget for Macca's, if you're driving home tonight, you're leaving Blacktown, score a quick fire 40 with 40 chicken McNuggets, Cajun dipping sauce from Macca's. And that could be you and I, Speedy.
We'll share that one on the way, huh?
That sounds pretty good to me. Triple M Amy Review, who covers clangers on and off the field. Amy does. Just repeating that final score. 15-7-97 Sydney, 74 Carlton. We'll get to Choice Hotel around the grounds. Whatever your reason for travelling, you get the lowest price guaranteed. You'll book direct at choicehotels.com. So go ahead, book it.
3/4 time in the late game in the West. The Eagles have tried to hit back in the third quarter, but they still trail big time. It's 6-5 West Coast, 41, trailing the Adelaide Crows by 37 points. 12-6-78 the Crows, with the likes of Fogarty and Keys with 3 goals each.
Here it was the Swans by 43 points. For your Triple M Amy Review, here's Jude Bolton.
Yeah, I just thought the Swans were really influential early in the game, particularly. I think having a 7-goal opening term, it just really put the Carlton team on the back foot, and it's around just a bit of pressure, but also their transition. They kicked 9 goals on turnover this evening, so that pressure and ability to then go and use the likes of Goulden and Warner and Parker in transition. So Goulden's end up with 45 disposals, and his work rate from that centre clearance and just being able to get involved time and time again. It just cut up this Carlton side. Sam Doherty was the best for the Blues. He had 34 disposals, 11 marks and 4 clearances. Hewitt was really positive at 25, and Chera is also busy, as is Kennedy as well. They'll be well supported by Cripps in round 1 when he comes back in. But yeah, certainly it was Goulden who was the star tonight, and I just thought they had more winners forward of the football as well.
All right, the star is with Ben Dixon from Fox Footy.
Any dangerous on playing on Errol Goulden? Well, Wiggy Parker said, how many did you have? And you went 45 and 3. You knew stats like that, didn't you?
No, absolutely not, mate. Absolutely not. No, it was, it was just good fun to be playing footy again, to be honest. Obviously a pretty disappointing way to finish off last year. So, yeah, we've been working pretty hard, and it's just so much fun to be playing footy.
You mentioned last year, we don't like to look back, but over pre-season, what was the one thing that was important that you get right that you can take into this year?
It's hard to put your finger on this one thing. I reckon we just just had to learn from it. It was pretty tough, obviously, but we reviewed it as a group, and I actually reckon it's kind of in a weird way take confidence. And obviously that's the goal to get back there this year. So it definitely drove us throughout the pre-season.
You didn't have Tom Hickey tonight. He was well and truly front and square. He was heckling me in the stands there because I know him very well. But it's great to roll some ruckmen through, Laddams and the like, but to give them all a run through there to see what you're going to look like come round one.
Yeah, absolutely. And we got Will Edwards went through there, and also Lockie McAndrew as well, a couple of the younger boys. So yeah, it was pretty good, and it's good to have Pete out there. Love playing with him, and obviously would love to have Hick out there, but the other boys are going to get their chance, and yeah, it's good to see him out there.
Just an average night with 45, so go and put yourself on ice. Well done, Errol.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
There he is, Errol Goulden, the star of the show this evening.
190 champion data ranking points.
Wow. Clearly that's off the Richter scale. With our thanks to Benny Dixon and Fox Footy there. While we're on that note, Triple M Red Z Lending stats. Red Z Lending loans for the self-employed. RedZ.com. Market leaders for the evening, please.
So Goulden had 45 disposals. Sam Doherty 35. Luke Parker 27 disposals. George Hewitt 25 disposals. 13 tackles. Chad Warner 24, Matthew Kennedy 23 disposals, Blake Akers 20, Nick Blakey had 18 disposals, Campbell, Laddams, who went off injured initially with that cheekbone or jaw issue, but luckily for Swans fans he did come back on. That is that key area that, you know, if he was to go down and they're missing Tom Hickey, there's real suspect nature around what you have to do. You have to restructure, you get Sam Reid in there or the like, so it was important to see him get back.
I arrived tonight bullish on a certain Errol Goulden. He's had 45, he's kicked 3. Can he win the Brownlow?
We just hit March, didn't we?
Well, it's a different role, and he looks like he's the one who's going to dominate the stats for the Swans, not just on tonight's evidence, but last week, and also when you go to training, he's the hardest runner that they've got at the moment.
Yeah, I love the way they've used him. I mean, last year you could see he's just worked from that wing position and working deep, and sometimes it's just unrewarded running on the wing, but his work rate and his willingness to get involved and the teammates to give it to him as well. And that's part of the thing. Like, just being able to run past and be in good position, but your teammates have that trust that you know you're going to execute the kick. He's got a beautiful deft kick as well as longer kick.
And Mills comes in round 1, gets over his finger injury. Does it change Goulden's role at all?
Oh, no, they'd still float him in as much as they can. On the back of this performance particularly, I mean, no, he was positive last week, but this is just a really standout performance.
This has been coming. I mean, he's been a standout midfielder as a kid in the underage stuff all the way through. I mean, and he's just started on the half-forward flank, and, you know, the Swans have been using him spasmodically as teaching him in his role. He values defence. Clearly, he is just about to explode.
But it gives them a different look. If you just keep rolling Parker, Warner and Rowbottom through then there can be a little bit, like Warner's the one who comes out the front part of the stoppages and really bursts through. But it just gives you a different element.
You want that mix to be different.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I like that, Manning. All right, we've got to get out of here. Speedy on debut was outstanding. Thank you very much.
Umpire getting the Falcon.
To all the boys in the back, we appreciate your work. To Luffy, to Jude, I'm Brad Seymour. It was the Swans by 43 points for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water. Triple M rocks football.
That quarter for Beacon Trade, supporting tradies with over 120 stores, expert trade teams, design services and a huge range of electrical accessories. Beacon, making every tradie's job easier.
For Ream Hot Water,
Triple M rocks footy.
built tough for Aussie conditions. When it comes to water heating, ask your plumber to install a Ream.